Alright, we're going.
All right. Welcome to the video.
Yeah, no live stream
All
this
right.
time.
No live stream. We're just gonna try doing good old recordings, so we can fuck around with other music and inevitably probably find out later, but that's okay. All right. So last we
Welcome.
left off. Welcome.
Shut up, bro.
Last we left off, you guys arrived at Alaris, and after you explored the Conjuration Wizard School, went to the FAC, the Familiar Adoption Corp, and got yourself some friends, you guys chartered a boat to cross the river, and you ended up in Raihar, where you followed Shrubbert off into the forest, the Langmore Forest, where Shrubbert showed you a little underground, forgotten temple or something, where there was some sort of deep spike pit with a druidic focus left behind, but no body. You come to find out that there was a broken phylactery embedded in the ceiling above that spike pit. And you've kind of pieced together that whoever fell in there ended up with a lich inside their now very dead body. But
Yes.
I believe the party has decided that now is probably not the best time to fight a lich, which is so fair. You're heading south west to hit the road at a fork, and you're gonna keep on going to Misus, I think. Is that right? Yeah, Misus.
Yes.
All right. Do we want to cover any primary and secondary tasks?
I know I have something I could do, but I'm also down to wait if we just want to get there.
No, this is on the journey, bro.
Yeah.
It's on the journey, bro.
Yeah.
It's on the journey.
It's about the journey. It's about the fight and
You
stuff.
I guess if your primary and secondaries haven't changed at all, we can probably
Yeah.
just skip it, just for the sake of getting to the next town.
Workout.
If everyone
Yeah.
would like to do that.
That's fine.
I was just going
Working
to ask
out, you're
if I
keeping
needed
an
to
eye
roll
out.
anything to guide us, because we are currently in a forest without much direction.
Go ahead.
Working out and fortune telling. Easy.
I say it's probably easy enough to get out of the forest. I'm not going to make you do any rolls.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you're all good.
We move along.
Okay. So you guys arrive at that fork in the road, and you take, I think, a day and a half is all that it takes to get
Yes.
to this next town. The town itself is a little bit like the one you just left at Raihar, where it kind of has that. There's a lot of metalwork going on. Though this town much more than even Raihar. Raihar had a lot of boats and imports that were coming in. The road that you were traveling on seems to have been very well treaded, to the point that it was paved, actually. And when you arrive, this town is very well kept, though it seems to serve a specific purpose. Let me skip this to other music. Something less meditative and a little more mysterious. The town is built on one straight road. It's wide, so multiple carts and things can kind of move through the area. But on either side seems to be specifically tailored to boats. You're in this interesting like land bridge between two masses of continent. And along either side, of course, are the docks with these large, kind of impressive metal ships that seem to be kind of tailored specifically to far travel and combat. And you can tell this because of all of these portholes on the sides that specifically have little peeking out cannons and a bunch of little turrets kind of along the upper wall on the main deck. The sails are large and that bright red color of like a crimson red, and there are people just kind of constantly going around, moving all sorts of materials from one side to the other, kind of trading things around for whoever needs what parts. There doesn't really seem to be a lot of what you would typically see in the other towns. There's not really a lot in terms of shops, unless you need the like absolute bare necessities of food, water, clothing, tools. That's really about it. There's a lot of homes. They're kind of built almost like apartment complexes where it's like long, thin buildings that are like multi-layered with stair steps that go up to the second layer from the first. And there's like one tavern called the Factory Flagon.
That is an excellent name for a tavern.
Thanks.
Well,
It's long,
guys,
it sucks.
I'm marking down food by 1 because we were gone for a day.
I'm not.
Well, I need to
Holden
eat
never
food
eats again.
because I wanted the empty jars that my jam was in. So we're eating them to empty the jars. So if there's not much here, it's one day along the road to the next town. We would get there like the next day at like noon. The other option is we could hang out around here and crash here for the day so that the next day we also arrived at night and we could stay both nights in an inn.
What do you think, Cream Corn?
Forgot we had the slug
Cream-
named Cream Corn.
Cream Corn is staring vacantly out the window at some dwarven man walking by. He, like, looks at Cream Corn and then kind of looks a little uncomfortable and like looks around like what is it? What are you looking at? You know, not saying anything, just that interaction of what the fuck, and then awkwardly walking away. Cream Corn remains unblinkingly staring in the same direction, not following where that guy went at all.
I think we both agree.
You agree on what?
Both of us. Oh, I don't know. There's an unspoken bond between us. We simply agree on things.
That's entirely valid.
What was this town's name again?
Misus.
This is Misus. Misus.
Okay. Oops. I would vote for keeping going. Unless
And just
you
spending
guys,
the night on the road.
yeah,
That sounds good to me.
but I'm not.
While
like-
are there accessible docks here?
Mhm.
Like how high above the water are the docks? Is like a huge drop down into the water?
It's kind of a notable drop. Typically, along the shores that you've seen in the little bits of travel that you've done, you know, they got like the gangplanks or the walk planks or whatever they're
Mhm.
called, and they're at an upward angle. These are at a completely horizontal angle to get onto the boats.
Okay. But like so straight, like if it was straight down to the water distance, is it 30 feet? Is it 20 feet kind of thing?
Oh, from the docks to the water,
Yeah.
you're probably looking at maybe 40-ish feet.
Okay, so if I jumped in, I can't misty step back up.
Probably not.
Okay. After this bridge, is it like cliffed off of the sides after like we hit the land on the other side? Or
Yeah.
is it doable from...
You can like wade into the ocean from a beach.
Okay. I have a couple of obligations in the water really quick that I would like to do while we have quick access to sea. If you guys don't mind waiting like
No, don't go play
10
your dragon.
minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna go eat some pork chops. Yo, come on, keep going.
So as expected, I'm going to cast air bubble so that I can stay under for longer. And oh, apparently I have to link my D&D Beyond account to do that. But anyway,
Come on, Kazam.
I cast air bubble. I'm dropping below the waves. I am sending a prayer to tidal wave dragon with information of exactly the events. I should have done this earlier, but exactly the events of what happened with the blue cloaks and the dragon bone crusher. What I've learned about Bone Crusher's current abilities, if it lets the tidal wave dragon know anything about with the intention of letting it know about anything about the type of dragon that it is, and that its current location is unknown, and then an apology of my failure to protect the dragon.
Roll me a religion.
Okay. I'm so good at that, guys.
Okay.
That would be an 8.
Delicious. You're not sure if it went through or not. You're not getting any sort of response.
I gave the message,
But
and that was the goal.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I would like to do while I'm waiting to dry off, because I don't have prestidigitation, because I'm a dummy, is I would like to write in my blue special notebook information about the same events, holding out apologies and such.
Okay. All right. We'll see if anything comes of that.
Yes.
Yes.
Other than that, that's all I got. Other than a Rose. Hey Rose,
Yeah.
can you dry me?
Yes.
I don't have the spell for that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
she'll use prestidigitation.
Yay. Okay.
Alrighty. You hitting the road?
Hitting the road.
All right. You are continuing on. Just everyone give me a what's your passives again? I need to write those down now
Like
that I
2, man.
Not good.
like 2.
11.
I think mine is the best at 14, but I could be wrong.
Yes.
It's definitely not me. So
Okay.
Hold on, let me write that down so I don't have to ask you this question ever again.
Write that down. Write that down.
Write that down. Write that down.
I'll be looking forward to you asking it to us next session in 2 hours.
Yep,
Damn.
absolutely.
He called you a bitch.
I'm pretty sure that's not what happened there.
Damn. He called your mom a
Damn.
bitch.
Oh man, you're right.
He
Mama,
just
no.
DM'd it to me.
All right. Holden's is like 11.
Yeah. It is 11.
Fenris, I think, is the highest one, right? You're like
14
14.
for passive perception.
Okay. Rose is also 11.
Also
12?
11. 11.
11. All right, I have it written down now.
Elven.
Elven. Okay. Let me make a
How am
roll
I
real
the
quick.
wisest member of the party? This is not accurate.
I don't know. Okay. You guys make your way through the city. It takes all of I say city, it's more like a elaborate town. It's not that big. It takes all of 10 minutes to cross from one side of the land bridge to the other, all of which is entirely the town. As you are doing so, all of you actually, because I rolled so shitty,
Ooh.
take note of something passing by over your head. It is fairly large, but not in the category of a large creature. With two sprawling leather wings that are white with these black stripes through it. It has two back legs tucked up against it in this long tail behind it. And you take note that there is a rider on this creature, and it is moving pretty fast, probably 80, 90 feet per 6 seconds. As it moves, what catches your attention, honestly, is that it makes a like a whistling noise as it goes by.
And you said only when it's
You
on
all
this?
catch it
Okay.
because I rolled shit.
Does this creature look like a wyvern?
It does.
Okay.
Stop, terrorist!
Terror!
It's is there any recognizable symbols anywhere on it? Or like the person's armor? Is anything about like can I see the person?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, I'm so good at that.
May I as well?
Yeah.
I
Just
won't.
to.
I know they're evil.
Oh, nice.
I'm actually better at that than I thought I was. 18.
Nice.
Dirty 20.
Nice. And Shay, you're not gonna roll?
No. Holden is just, what the fuck is that?
I am used to what's her name? Evelyn, where I have a -1 in intelligence. I don't have a -1 on this character.
Kazam, did you see that shit?
Kazam. Kazam's eyeballs recoil into its head. You aren't able to see any symbols just because of how fast it is moving. You are, however, able to tell that the only discernible color, because the rider is not like clad in armor whatsoever. The wyvern and the rider are both black and white striped. And you know what? With your roll, I will tell you that the rider is actually a gnoll.
Oh.
Uh,
A
and
knoll.
they are wearing this like long, tattered, like shoulder cape thing that is flying back in the wind, and it is the same crimson red as the sails.
Interesting. Does it look like it's heading towards Jahar, like straight, or is it following the road?
It's following along the road from above, but it is going south to north, like way. It's going the opposite.
Oh. Hmm. Interesting.
The cheese tags.
This is a very distinct
sorry.
looking wyvern and rider.
Would I know if there are any countries or areas of the world that have gnolls as its like populace that is like a recognized territory, or is it or are gnolls in this world known also as like monsters, more like?
Make a history check.
5.
Ooh.
You have never encountered a gnoll before.
Okay.
The closest, I'll give you this, the closest you've ever known of is from the continent you all met on, there is a place that is supposedly some sort of were creature reserve, but you've never seen any of those people either.
Hmm.
Because they're protected by a world wonder. Nobody knows how to get to them.
Ah. But I know what a knoll is. I've just never encountered one from like books.
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
Do any of you guys know if gnolls are like from a country, or are they like monsters like a troll would be?
Oh yes, I'll answer that one.
Let
You
me
may make
Good
histories
one,
if
Holden.
let me think about it.
make history checks if you'd like.
Ooh, that was bad. 11.
Yeah, sure. I'll make a history check.
You might do better than us.
Yeah, watch this one.
So Holden knows the most.
I really racked my brain on that one.
Yeah, Holden's thinking really fucking hard.
All right. So Rose, you know that they're not native to the continents the continent you are from or the one north of it. But other than that, you really don't know if there's like a localized place. You know that, they travel around sometimes. Everyone does that, but it's a rarity if it happens. When it happens, I guess.
Mm.
Holden.
yes, enlighten me.
You didn't think anything of it because you didn't know anything about anything, but you did meet a gnoll one time in the town you started in Backwater Bend. They were a pirate for the ship of that pirate lady that you are such good friends with,
Yeah.
who kneecaps you every chance she gets.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's the best. You didn't really talk with that gnoll very much, but you do kind of remember that they had like thinner, silkier clothing.
Okay. Then I guess like Fender should ask the question and he'd be like, "Oh, I definitely know where they are." No, really.
Oh,
I've seen one. Back in Backwater Bend.
Elaborate.
okay.
Well, he was a pirate. He worked for Shreya. He had like very thin clothes, very smooth, silky.
Oh,
Like
perhaps he.
maybe he wasn't a pirate. Maybe he was maybe he was just there. Maybe he was a sponsor. Hmm?
He may be from a warmer climate than
My
clothing was
my
thinner
point-
and silky.
my point in asking this is gnolls are were creatures, whatever, I forget how to pronounce it. But if they're from their own group, not particularly affiliated with a country or area, and they are discovered to be most of the Wyvern Riders, like we just saw one above us. I'm not sure if it's all of them, because we didn't get a good look on the types that they were through helmets when they attacked before.
Right.
But if the government of the country we're in, I forget the name of the country we're in, doesn't know of the attacks or the Wyvern Riders, and it's from a group of gnolls that are not, I don't want to say civilized, because I don't know whether they are civilized or not, or have their own country, area, thing, city, then there's no reason for there to be a huge war it would be treated like a monster attack like any other. And that's a big piece of knowledge to deliver back to the capital.
I don't think it would just be like, oh, it's just a really big monster attack, because they have armor. They had a
No.
symbol.
True, but that's very different from instigating a war with another country, or knowing that another country is putting its military force behind it.
But it's still possible.
That is true.
Even if they're all fucking cows on wyverns with helmets on. The fact that they got armor, wyverns, and a flag is indicative of either a civilization or backing from one. Oh, sorry, hold on. My intelligence isn't this high. I don't know, man.
I think Holden is smart enough to know what a flag is.
It would be interesting to find out that this is a group of gnolls, though, and not a government's military. But we will see when we start to get there. Well, moving on.
All right, heading out.
Yeah.
Gosh, I
We
found a
have
mosquito bite on the
heart-hurting.
back of my hand, and it's really itching me.
Worse.
And me have heart-hurty. Eat too much protein. Oh.
Aw.
I told you you shouldn't be eating 3 Five Guys burgers every day.
I can't help it. Their burgers are just so expensive.
All right, we're ready.
Okay. You guys continue on. About halfway to the next town is nightfall for you guys. You started out in Misus right around noon. Your night seems to pass relatively okay. Do you take any watches?
Sure.
Probably.
Okay. Can I have those perception checks?
Sure.
Yes.
Who wants first?
I'll
Not
take
me.
first.
I can take, I guess, last. I'll take last watch.
21.
Damn it. I wanted last one. You can have it.
If you want last watch,
No,
you can
shut
take
up. You already took it. It's too late. I don't want your pity. What the fuck?
Ooh, now watch this.
Yeah, don't fuck this up. No!
Oh.
He fucked
Good.
it up. Let's go.
All right, 21, 18, 5. Nice.
Nice.
And out of curiosity, do you camp right on the road or do you move off to the side?
Probably off to the side.
Yeah,
a
we're gonna
little.
get robbed right on the road.
I want to get robbed away from the road. And keep other people out of it. Okay. You guys get yourself some rest. The first watch passes, pretty uneventfully. There's a couple of wandering people who've decided it seems like they're just going to keep on traveling through the night. They pass by on horses in whispered voices.
Nice.
I'm sorry. I yawn not because I'm bored, but because I don't have any caffeine. This seems to happen quite often. When we take break, I'll make caffeine. First watch, uneventful. Second watch is fairly uneventful aside from the rustling of some foliage nearby on occasion. It's not too close, probably, 40, 35 feet away from you. Kind of makes a circle around you a couple of times, and then the rustling just kind of stops.
Evildoers.
Well, third watch, you don't see anything. You're kind of tired and you kind of zone out for a little bit.
Mm.
And then
You
take a
blink
knife
and
to the
it's
neck.
morning. Yeah, uneventful as far as you can tell.
All right.
And then you take another knife to the neck. You fucking die.
I wake up the others once it's morning time.
When I
Alrighty. I wake up.
When I wake up.
All right. You guys can continue on. Hold on, I'm updating one of your quests because
Hold
I
on.
don't want you to forget about how important it is that Spec doesn't know where her dad is. That's too valuable.
Thank you.
Obviously, needs to be here.
Completely forgot about that.
See, this is why we have the Conca page, and this is why I need to update it when I think of things. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I know I added 2 of them today, but I'm happy for you to add another because I also forgot about that one.
Yeah, I can go back through my notes and do it. I thought about it and I was like, oh, this is too important. I need to write this down right now.
Especially because it's coming up, like the area at least.
That is true.
Is it?
I
Not
believe
like
so.
immediately, wasn't it? Wasn't it closer to the glass dragon?
It was, yes.
Okay, but like if we keep going this way, and we sail from, is it Ahabe?
Yes.
If we sail from Ahabe over to Safal, we're gonna be there. Hey, look, Ebony Arch. Isn't that crazy?
Whoa.
Whoa!
Oh my
I-
gosh.
Never heard of that place before.
What could that be?
Never been there.
Where on the map was the like general location? Was it like up here?
Top or
Like-
bottom left? Bottom left.
Like all the way bottom left?
Yeah, it was around Ebony Arch and Najima, I think.
Yeah, they had a quarrel. I didn't write down the location, but it was in the vicinity of like this area. I'm pretty
I
sure.
wrote down it was somewhere in the desert.
Yes. I
Oh,
also
shit.
thought
Yeah,
I
it's way up here then.
specifically remembered it being near
Like here-ish?
This area up here is the desert,
Yeah.
along with this area over here is desert.
That's what I thought. I thought we were like super far away from it, and I think I was right.
Oh, so is it top left of Perios?
It's top left, and then the like across the river or across the ocean from top left on like the top right, like big spur. By like hold on, let me look at the labeled map. So like it's up by the salt dragon or the silt dragon, and then like by the magma dragon, like those 2 areas are the desert.
Yes.
Okay.
They had some sort of quarrel somewhere along the like Dume to Wellspring area. And like they were hunted by those wayward hummingblades. And then they fled. And they think that he is up in that direction somewhere.
I can't wait to find his bones.
You think a moth has bones? You're dumb.
They gotta stand somehow. His exoskeleton.
They gotta stand somehow. Okay, let's keep going.
We go to Thadir.
All right.
The deer, I hardly know her.
Shut up! I hate you. The deer. Okay. All right. So
Thaddeus, thick thighs.
you guys arrived there kind of around noon the next day, is that right?
Mhm.
You're resting in the middle. Yes. Okay. Fadir is a lot simpler than Misus was. There's a lot less of the metal. It's a lot more brick and wood and really genuinely like really small boats. There's like rowboats and like gondolas are kind of the big thing here, it looks like. And you're also kind of noting that in that area where Fadir starts, you're not seeing any big boats at all. You haven't seen any cross down this way on the river. You haven't seen any coming up. It seems, pretty quiet. The town itself seems to kind of have a small, like, fisherman's community. But what is so, like, notable about this town as you're coming in is that there are these kind of, like, orca-esque sized creatures in the water all over the place in between Thadir and the town across the way. And that people seem to be crossing between the towns in the rowboats and the gondolas.
Hmm.
As we walk through this town and discuss what to do, I would like to cast Detect Magic and just see if I see anything.
Okay, what is the radius on Detect Magic's 30 feet?
Yes, but it's a continuous spell.
Okay.
Um,
All right, and are you just sticking to the center of town? Or are you going to go along towards the water, towards the other side of town near the forest? What's the plan?
I vote we swim in the water and mess with the people in the gondola.
so it's within it's within 30 feet for 10 minutes as I move around. Within 30 feet of me for 10 minutes as I move around. And I just am thinking while we walk down, like, through that, like, fish market area you said, or if there is a market.
Mhm.
I think you mentioned a market.
Yeah, they've got like a small fish market going on.
Yeah, like through the market area and just through the center of town and see if I spot anything that catches my eye.
Okay. Would anyone else like to do anything before I cover that? Also, Zach, just give me an investigation check for generally looking around.
Okay.
Anyone else would like to
Uh,
do some things?
I'll just generally look around and maybe take a peek at
I would-
those creatures you were talking about.
I would like to hop into the water. Yeah, I'll just look around as well, just like
Okay.
a general peek, a general. Ooh,
That's a 15 for investigation.
All right.
I got a 560.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. You know what? If you hit the like 550 mark, you just win D&D actually.
Oh, all right, later, guys.
What are you rolling for
Investigations.
investigation?
Or if you want general perceptions, you may as well.
Yeah, I'll do that one.
My investigation's better.
Wow! Here's where my
Dude, you're
study
rolling super
rolls
well.
are,
Doesn't matter.
man. What the fuck?
You're rolling super well.
Yeah, it's
Right?
because for the past like 3 weeks, whenever we play Howie's campaign, I've rolled straight 2s to 6s.
It's
Only.
really crazy.
Yeah, it's bad.
You rolled like a 7 at advantage
Yes.
last session.
Yes!
This is just guaranteeing that when you go back to Howie's campaign next Thursday, you're gonna roll equally as shit. This is your one reprieve.
God damn it. That's right. I'll get my revenge when I run my campaign. And then I don't even have to roll. I'll just roll a die in front of you and I won't tell you the result.
Doesn't even have to be meaningful.
Yeah, let me make a stealth check. Clack, clack, clack. Nat 20.
Oh my gosh,
Crazy.
it's crazy.
Wild.
All right. So we'll start at the lowest roll, which was Rose with a 9. God, I need caffeine so bad. Why is this happening all of a sudden? I'm so sorry. Rose, you're looking around and you're kind of making note of like the general things in the town. There's like the little fish market, they've got the docks, they have the general housing, and they have this like little, like a cute cafe thing. It's right by the water. It's called the Coral Cafe. It does look like it has some housing on the second floor. It's got all this like coral that they've pulled out of the water that is, long dead. It's this complete white coral. It kind of they've built the building around the coral, so it looks like the coral's kind of cascading through the building. It's a big piece of coral,
Ooh.
and you're kind of like, oh, that's pretty rad, actually. And you're focused on that, not really making note of much else, because there really isn't much to the town as a whole. Fenris. Yep. Thank you. You're catching a little bit of magic from the water.
The water itself.
Not the water itself, but these whale-like creatures that are in the water. They look kind of like an in-between of like a mosasaur and like a turtle with some like flourishes of color on them.
Okay.
But most of the time you just see these like armored backs, these deep bluish black plates.
Yeah.
But you do see them kind of moving around, and occasionally when they come to the surface you can hear like they're singing. It's not quite like a whale song, it sounds more like a melodic hum than anything else.
Yeah.
But
So
there's like a good amount of them here, and you have not seen them anywhere else.
so detect magic gives me school of magic. Can you tell me school of magic?
Sure, illusion.
Ooh.
Hmm.
The water isn't there.
And you said it's coming.
Actually,
You said it's coming from these orcas themselves.
yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, the illusion
Something you're
magic
kind of
from the orcas is creating the illusion of water for them to swim through when they're actually just
yeah,
flying.
yeah.
Oh.
They're like right behind you. As you're taking note of these orcas and soaking in the fact that they have magic and that there's a lot
Mhm.
of them here in this water, something that you are kind of noting is that they seem to be in like one gigantic donut shape, where you can see them on the far shore, you can see them right here on this shore. People are like feeding them fish from the docks and everything,
Mhm.
and you can see them in the middle of this brackish river to like the in the direction that you just came from, as well as in the direction south of that.
But
But
nothing in the very middle.
there's nothing in the middle.
Now that I know there is an illusion, can I attempt to see through the illusion?
Sure. You may certainly try. I am actually not sure what that check is. I think it's wisdom.
It would say if it's from a spell, it would say in the spell.
It's not from a spell.
Okay.
We'll just say it's wisdom
Okay.
or intelligence. I'll take either.
I think I'm
While you're
better at
doing that,
intelligence. I will do
I'll
that.
cover Holden. Holden, you kind of note like, oh my gosh, fun big fish in the water. Uh, People feeding the fish on the docks. It kind of catches your eye. You kind of catch the same thing of like, oh, it's making a donut shape. You don't know about the illusion part, of course. Uh, but there are a couple people on the docks that are feeding them. One of them has this like braided deep blue hair that seems to be some sort of like a young-ish, probably like 15 range human, alongside the most brightly colored person you've ever seen in your life. They have this like short pixie cut like neon pink hair that perfectly matches these neatly tucked up bright pink wings with black tips along them that kind of look like flamingo wings. They are feeding fish to these creatures that are nudging up against the docks and opening their mouth.
So they're giving the fish.
Yes. Kind of like when
This
you're
is
at
fucked up.
SeaWorld and they feed the orcas fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay.
With your roll, you can't make anything out for the
Yeah,
6. I'm sorry.
I figured. I'll just kind of tap Rose on the arm and just
So
do you notice that the orcas or the big fish, two things are bothering me. So they're going around in the circle, but there's nothing in the middle. Do you see that?
yeah, now that you pointed out, yeah.
But also they're using illusion magic.
Who is?
All of the orcas.
That's strange.
I'm not sure what the specific spell is. I tried to see if I could, I guess, peer through it and figure out what was actually going on, but it didn't work. But I was casting detect magic, and that's what I got.
Do you think the townsfolk know?
I'm really not sure, and I'm also not sure if they've lived with it for so long, and like if it's a part of this town. I'm not sure it's a problem, but it surprised me.
Well, if you're not sure it's a problem, you can always ask.
This orca
It
likes
could
pets
be
on the
people-
inside of its mouth. Oh, my arm is gone. Damn.
Look, you
They're
know,
just-
water.
still feeding them.
Yeah. Maybe it's nothing, but I could ask.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
can
go
come
up.
with you.
I'm gonna go to someone in the fish market.
Alrighty. You head over to the fish market. There are plenty of people around. Are you looking for anyone in particular, or just like the first person you see?
Humor me really quick. Can you give me a general estimate on how many total stalls there are?
There's probably like 7 or 8 of them.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the third one on the left.
Perfect. Just the one I thought you'd
Oh,
pick.
wow.
You can determine what that means.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure. There's an Aarakocra in there. It's a pelican. They seem to be selling a variety of lobsters that they've caught in traps
Nice.
along the coast.
Hello.
They greet you as you come up. They give you like a wave, and they go, "Hi there. Is there anything that that interests you? I have lobsters, and yeah, I have lobsters."
Yeah, while I look over this, I had a couple questions. I'm new to town. And I was interested looking out in the water over there at the like I don't know what to call them. The like majestic fish, if you will.
Oh, the brassiums?
The brassiums. Why do they go in a circle around constantly and there's nothing in the middle?
Oh, I have no idea. Usually they come here to mate yearly. That this is the spot that they've chosen, so we're kind of a preserve for them, but they've never done this before. We're not entirely sure.
Um, is anyone in town aware that they're casting illusion magic?
Oh, yeah, they do that. If you swim with them, they're pretty nice. But if you swim with them, they'll make kind of illusions of things that they've seen before. So you can see all sorts of things from the ocean. And one guy, I think, one time told me that he saw like a whole aurora borealis thing going on. So that was pretty cool.
Does
But
it
it's
cost
apparently part
money?
of their, it's apparently their survival method. For if things try and come and hunt them down, they can make illusions to spook their predators.
Ah, that makes sense.
Does
It
this
doesn't cost
experience?
money.
Oh,
You can just jump in the water.
I'll be right back.
Fenris will smile and thank the woman. And how much does a lobster cost?
They're 2 copper.
I'll
But
buy a lobster.
This one's really nice. This one's 3 copper.
Uh,
But, yeah.
you know what? Hold on. How much copper do I have? I have exactly 3 copper. I'll take the 3 copper one.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Let me wrap it up. She like wraps it up in some paper, like ties it off with a little like little bow. The claws are still sticking out of the top like it's some bouquet of flowers, and
Yeah.
the claws are still moving. The lobster's not even dead.
Rose,
Because here you go. Hands it to you.
Thank you.
I need
And
you. Go ahead.
as I'm walking away, I'm gonna put my finger right up against the side of the lobster and kill the lobster with a firebolt.
Big
Damn.
kill. Understandable.
And then I'm just gonna hand the bag to Rose and be like, or before I hand the bag to Rose and be like, "Do you intend to get in the water?"
Probably not.
Well, can you hold on to this while I do with Holden?
Uh, yes,
I
I
need you
can.
to hold on to cream corn for me.
Isn't the point of shellfish that you are supposed to kill them when you want to eat them?
Probably. I was more paying for it to be nice. We'll see if we can eat it for like lunch. I don't know if we've had lunch yet. Have we had lunch yet?
No. That's fine.
No. We'll eat it for lunch in like 20 minutes. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go hop in the water really quick. Do we want to get a room at the tavern first, just to throw stuff in? What, actually, let's look at a map real quick before we jump in the water. How far are we looking at to the next city?
To Jihar.
Yeah. It's like a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less.
Why don't we, because we've started doing stuff here, why don't we stay the night here tonight, because this is a more interesting place. And then we'll hop over to Jihar tomorrow.
That's fine. Don't mind that.
Sound good to everyone?
Holden.
Holden?
Holden, no!
Hold on.
What?
Holden. Yeah,
What?
Alden's like, Holden's already like walking over to the water.
Yeah.
What?
Let's go get rooms really quick. We're gonna stay in this town tonight, and then we can go hop in the water so that you can put
Fuck.
cream corn in the room.
Just no.
Holden's
You put him there.
wrestling a Brassium.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna get in with you. Just wait like 5
Fuck
minutes,
you.
and you can set all your stuff down.
Fine. Ruining my joy.
No, I'll make it even better in a minute. We go to the there is definitely a tavern. We go to the tavern.
Yeah, it's the Coral Cafe.
Yes.
Yeah,
And probably 2 rooms, right?
Okay. 2 silver.
Yeah.
It's
I can cover it.
It's a sea elf in there. She's got kind of coral growing out of her hair. It looks like kind of a shy lady, but 2 silver is perfectly fine. 1 per room.
2 silver's been covered.
Fucking disgusting.
I had a bunch of extra. I had 6 extra silver. I've used 2 of them. Done. I insisted on rooms, so I'll pay for it. All right. We set our stuff down, and then me and Holden are going to the water.
I'll come with you.
Oh, nice.
I'm not going in the water. I'll observe from above.
Yeah. When we get there, I don't know if I have to cast a different second level spell to use the spell slot. Holden, I'm gonna cast air bubble on us both with twin spell.
The
All right.
sheer restraint that I have not to play under the sea right now. Stupid.
So Holden, I think I've told you how air bubble works before, right?
I will be able to breathe.
Yeah, it's 24 hours breathe underwater.
I think it's just out of game. I think it's just breathe. Like it works underwater, but I think it just like works anywhere.
Yeah, if it's you create a spectral globe around the head of one willing creature. The globe is filled with fresh air that lasts till the spell ends. If the creature has more than one hand, the globe appears around one of its heads. You basically don't suffocate as long as you have it on, unless you have two heads, in which case it only casts on one.
Your second head will have to just drown, I guess. Okay, you two are jumping in, and Rose is staying on the shore. Alden would offer that you guys could feed the fish from above if Rose wants to, because Alden is not a strong swimmer. He doesn't really want to get in the water.
Oh, that's fine. I forgot Olden was here. I always do every session.
Yeah, we gave Alden a lot of money too, actually.
Yeah,
You
Alden's
did.
got to get him up.
I am going to give this to you, Bryn, even though I probably shouldn't.
Okay.
Holden is leaving his weapons and chest plate behind.
Okay.
Because that probably would suck to swim in.
Fair
But
enough.
if you want to kill me, now's the time.
Fenris has left his short swords in the room, but he has put the spear in bracers mode, and
Okay.
it's still on him.
Bryn, now that Holden has taken off his armor, I would like to pull out that gun you let me have last session.
Yeah, the one
and
you
shoot
specifically
him.
wanted for this.
Yeah,
The golden gun.
I
Oh,
used
yeah,
my
yeah.
prepared action.
Yeah. So you remember what I said about bad ideas?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm going to the middle of the donut. Once I get underwater.
I
Okay.
love the fact that we hop in the water and Holden's like, awesome. Now I get to see funny pictures. Hey, where are you going? Hey,
Because I'm a moron. And he is also curious.
Yeah, I remember the last time one of Zach's younger characters went underwater to check out a weird phenomenon that's never happened before. That went amazingly last time
Yeah.
I thought about it.
You know, this character isn't as young, okay? He's not 15.
Younger is all I said, man. Not
Anyway.
30s.
That's fair.
I will say, Bryn, that though Rose is like feeding the Brassians, I feel like she has enough sense that where like Fenris was like, have you noticed that they're not swimming in the middle? Anyway, I want to go swimming now. Rose is like is mainly focused on Fenris.
Okay.
Just as a side note.
Alrighty. We'll start with Fenris and Holden then, because I think that'll decide what Rose and Alden are doing from the shore.
Oh no.
You
I'm
guys jump
swimming.
into the water.
Yay.
I think Fenris will probably do a loop around with the orcas first.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to the middle. I'm not stupid.
When you guys jump in, it kind of initially spooks the Brassians. So your initial experience is you jump in, and thankfully you know about illusions, and that they do them for survival. The creature's like initial response is to create illusions, so you are kind of bombarded with like 40 things happening for like 2 seconds of like they're like fucking big ass sharks and like a kraken tentacle, and like things are just happening. The
Yeah.
stars are here and now they're gone. Oh god. It
Yeah.
would be very disorienting for a creature that wanted to hunt them, and this happens. But it goes away, and the Brassiums kind of keep a little bit of distance from you guys from the start, because you're foreign creatures in this water and they're trying to suss you out. What are you doing to try and coax them closer? And keep in mind that this will decide what my DC for your rolls are for animal handlings.
You know, we've seen people feeding the fish, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a piece of that lobster
Okay.
and offer it like on the palm of my hand, like you would feed like a zoo animal at the like feed the horses kind of thing.
I would
Okay.
have also probably said Holden specifically watched people out of the water feed them fish, so like they would probably still like it in the water. So Holden, I don't care how much it is, would have just gone and bought a big ass fish.
Okay. Give me your animal handling checks.
How much would a huge fucking fish be?
Like probably a
Awesome.
silver.
Jesus.
I
Nice.
loved that.
Let's fucking
Wow.
go.
Hi, Sonny. I missed you.
All right, you guys are holding out food, and while some of the younger ones seem to be interested, the older ones are kind of coaxing them away still, keeping them probably 20 feet from you guys.
Ah. Well, that's unfortunate.
Hmm.
If you spend more time in the water, I'll let you make another check, but that's up to you.
Absolutely.
While we're swimming the loop around and trying to spend more time in the water with these creatures, I would like to look underwater, like only like 3 feet underwater, kind of like is how deep I go to do this, and just look underwater around the middle and see if I see anything, or if it's like,
Give
is
me a
there a
perception.
current? Is there like what is it?
Yeah.
17.
There we go. Better roll.
2020 chopper.
So there's a couple things that you kind of spot. The center is indeed empty, even all the way to the bottom. It's like one big cylinder straight down of just they're not in there.
Mm-hmm.
Save for one at the very bottom that seems like is digging its face directly into the sand and just like thrashing. And then it's having to come out, it'll shake off some sand and go back at it.
Can I make an insight check to try and glean what it is doing?
Sure.
Zach making an insight check? I could never.
Well,
But it
7.
didn't go well. Yeah.
It's hard to tell. It just seems a little more aggressive in its motions, while the others are more cautious and carefree, seemingly.
Fenris will poke Holden's shoulder and point at it. You also have an air bubble on.
Holden just like put water in his mouth before you casted that spell.
Up his nose.
Yeah.
What are we
Fenris without like actually speaking will just like point, and like if Holden doesn't see after a few seconds, he would like tap his face so that it like turns the right direction, and then like direct from his eyes like there or like get behind him, so I'm like pointing with 2 fingers on either side of his face. Like right down there at the bottom. The one fish.
I have to think. Alright, I'm not gonna be dumb. Holden will just like he'd probably look at you and then point and then look at you again and like make a motion of swim.
Fenris will be like will make the swimming motion back and point down at the fish.
Alright, Holden's going.
I'm going with him.
All right. From the surface, Rose.
Uh-huh.
You watch these two jump into the water. You watch the brassiums spread out pretty quickly, as you would anticipate animals would do. You watch the water turn a bajillion colors for a couple of seconds from all of the illusions going off. And then there's this like standstill of you can see your two companions like 3 feet under the water holding something red for Fenris, and some gigantic. You saw it. It was a big fish.
Yeah.
Out to these creatures that don't seem to be buying whatever they're selling, quite yet.
Are you
You
bringing your
see
big fish all the way down?
you
Yes.
see Fenris swim down a little bit further and then come back, and then you see them both disappear under the murkiness of the water.
Okay. Um, I think Rose will keep a lookout because they didn't like move to the center, so I think she's just like maybe they just saw like fish under there and they're trying their luck.
Okay. All right, you and Alden are having a good old time feeding them. By the way, they seem perfectly accustomed to people sitting on the docks and giving them food, and they don't seem to mind
No.
it whatsoever.
I am
Illegal
leaving my
mission?
lobster at the surface, by the way.
Okay. How do you do that? Are you coming up, dropping off the lobster, and then going back
Well, like
underwater?
when we were like 3 feet under and discussing, I probably just drop it as
just
I'm
let
like
go
swimming
of it.
down. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
No, I'm bringing my fish with me.
okay.
That's why I was
The
making the distinction of Holden has fish down there and I do not.
the brassium allow you to pet their noses when you feed them. So it's, it's a cute little experience. Not quite the
Oh.
same as being in the water by any means, but I mean, it's still fun.
Yeah.
For your knowledge as well, the people who have like the buckets of fish up there are the same two people that you didn't clock before, one of which is uh it's either human or half elf, or you can't quite tell. You can't see their ears. They've got this big old hat on shielding them from the sun, but it's that young guy with the long deep blue hair and the braids, as well as the this Asimar with the bright pink pixie cut and the flamingo wings.
Oh, that's right.
And they're they don't care. They're like, oh yeah, you can feed them. Take as many fish as you want. This is what they're for.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
A couple of seconds pass, and you watch the you watch Fenris's now dead lobster, missing a claw, float up to the surface for a couple of seconds before Brassium snatches that pretty quick.
Wasn't it just a piece of the lobster
It was
he
a
had
piece of the
taken?
lobster, yeah.
Oh, I thought you dropped the whole lobster because you just
No.
said the lobster.
I
No,
think I said
yeah.
a piece of the lobster.
Oh, okay. All right. You see the claw come up, and the Brassium takes it.
I think that was all. That was all Fenris took into the water. The rest of it is
Yeah.
somewhere.
Okay.
We might
Probably
have put
still
it
with
in the
Rose.
room. Or with me. Either or, whatever.
Cream corn is slowly crawling towards it if you left it in the room. Very slowly.
It will be cream corns.
It's the SpongeBob meme of when they do the burger and it's slowly approaching. It's like, "Ah, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, doop-bop, doop-bop." But
We're
it's
gonna
like
get
3 hours of him slowly crawling across the floor.
we're gonna get back at like 5 hours later and he's right there and Holden's gonna be like, "Oh, cream corn, did you miss
No.
us?" And like pick him up.
And we just no. We just stand there like
It's so much funnier to imagine they're like, "Oh my cream corn! Well, we're home!" And like as he's opening his mouth to eat
Pick him up.
It's like there's that TikTok meme going around right now with the like the day the music died, and it's like the moment you pick up cream corn. Okay, we'll go back to the underwater group.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber swimming down to the bottom of the ocean. What is the plan? Because there's the brassium that is like thrashing around at the sand.
I want a better look at what's going on to see what's going on.
Does it look hurt?
Make an investigation.
For both of us?
Yeah, if you want to see if it looks hurt, and if you want to try and see what it's like looking at.
Dude.
Oh.
For Fenris's 6, there's a lot of sand puffed up into the air.
Valid.
It's kind of hard to see. For Holden, it doesn't look injured. It looks, kind of thin, but doesn't look injured.
Okay.
They said they like to mate here. Does it look pregnant?
It looks thin.
Okay, so no.
I think Holden will approach with the big fish.
Okay, make an animal handling.
No, man. Just tell me you want me to fail, bro. Oh, 15.
That's not bad.
Okay,
That's better
you
than my
approach
3.
with this pretty big old fish in your hands. The creature eventually pulls its head up out of the sand, makes note of you, and it like tenses up a little bit. You can see it has these whiskers that are kind of like a catfish's whiskers. And you see them kind of illuminating a little bit, like it's gonna make an illusion, and then it stops as it sees that fish, and it like very cautiously approaches and sinks its rather large teeth into the fish very slowly and cautiously, and then pulls away from you pretty quick and downs that whole fish in one bite.
I think Holden.
Fenris offers a fist bump to Holden.
Yeah, Holden will return it. He just watched the fish. We're like on the ground at that point, right? You said it was thrashing in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
Holden will just sit on the seafloor and
I
just
think
like
Fenris will join you in that.
Okay.
I think Fenris will
It's
probably lay down.
it seems to be kind of keeping an eye on the two of you, and it's making a C-shaped like swimming pattern, more like a figure eight, I guess. If it's kind of cycling between the two of you, but not getting too close. But it's not like a slow and calm movement. It doesn't look like it wants to kill you. It looks like it's just trying to figure you guys out. Maybe it's hard to tell. You can make an insight check if you like, but
sure.
I will.
there
Well,
we go.
where was that earlier?
I don't know. Holden is probably just trying to suss you out. You did give it a big old yummy fish, but you're not like the typical stuff that goes in water. So
That's true.
for Fenris, the motions that it's making seem anxious and distressed, not so much just trying to figure you guys out. It was anxious and distressed before.
Ah. Um. I don't know that I have any way to communicate with a fish.
Blub blub. Oobub blub blub. Holden extends a hand forward.
This is your how to train your dragon moment. Give you an animal handling check.
Oh boy. Goomy, here I go.
Not 20 this right now.
6.
Aww.
It does not approach your hand at all.
I imagined it would.
Fenris will just keep staring at this thing and like cock his head, which is like the universal sign of confusion. And now that it's away from the sand, do I see if it was picking at something in particular, or can I kind of insight if it's like if that was just another nervous like habit?
Okay. Are you still laying down, or are you gonna sit up?
I'll sit up now that I've
Okay.
discerned this.
With the sand settled and you now sitting up and like looking around instead of looking at the creature, there is a hole in the floor of the sea.
Can I very slowly approach the hole?
Sure. You die. I'm kidding.
One of those weird eel things from Mario comes out and just eats you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I look
Okay.
in the hole to see what's in there?
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
Oh boy. That's better than I was expecting. 13.
It's deep. Probably somewhere over 100 feet. It's hard to make out everything that's down there because you can't quite see it all unless you decided to go in.
Mhm.
But there are some structures in there, and some sort of there's a okay, I mean 13's fine. There's a smaller like a young brassium just laying at the bottom of the seafloor all the way down there.
And the hole definitely doesn't look big enough for the thing to get in.
The brassium cannot get in.
The one that's with us.
Correct.
I will call what's his name? Holden over to the edge.
Okay.
Like with a hand wave.
Hold on.
What?
I'm like waving you over to me at the edge of the hole.
No, you're gonna fucking kill me. Yeah. Holden will get up and do the
And I will
the moon
when you
man
get-
walk.
when you get here, I will point to the I don't know if you have dark vision and can see, but I will point to the structures and baby Brassian at the bottom that appears to be stuck.
I do have dark vision. Holden
Okay.
will look at it and then look at you and kind of make. He'd point to himself and then just kind of. I'm trying to think how to describe this. He'd put his two arms forward, hands facing up, and kind of like lift his arms up.
Fenris gives a thumbs up. We can fit in the hole, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Does it look like, I guess this is more of a judgment thing. Does it look like the baby Brassian can fit through the hole?
If it got down there, it probably had to have fit through the hole.
Okay. Then Fenris is going in.
I'll go in too. We're gonna die, bro. Hey, Dre, it was a cool character you had.
Remember that time you relied on these two to live?
No, it's fine. It'll be okay.
It'll be great. All right. Give me 1 second.
Sorry for being slightly distracted. I kept getting a couple messages, but they should be gone now.
How dare. Okay. All right. You go down and into this place. It is a big piece of just like underwater temple of some kind. It was completely swallowed up in the sand. Probably back when the collision of all the continents came back together. It's hard to know for sure, but you've never seen anything like this before. Everything down here has this strange, like rectangular pattern to it, and it has this like mica sheen to it, if you know what I mean. Like it has this shimmery material across the top of everything. It has these shades of blues and deep purples. It looks kind of like the bismuth stone. And it is everything. The pillars are these elongated rectangular versions of that stone. The the walls are the very same material, and even the carvings in the walls are the same. Like everything's a right angle, the
Yeah.
way that it is carved. But everything down here is honestly kind of pristine. The brassium at the bottom is seemingly alive. It's still moving, but it seems like it is equally as thin, if not thinner, than the brassium stuck at the surface of this entrance. And it seems like it just got weak, and it came down here to investigate, as young ones seem to do,
I got stuck.
and it just got too tired.
Okay.
How
So,
heavy is it?
You're underwater. You can just pick it up.
Okay. I don't know if Holden will need help, but if Holden needs help, I will help lift it.
no, Holden's got this.
Then as Holden goes up, Fenris is gonna stick around for a minute to investigate this temple to see if he sees anything else of note.
Okay. So
I
Holden's
s-
picking up the brassium.
Yes. Holden would have approached the Brassium to pick it up to like get it out of this cave.
Okay. You get like hit with a couple of like illusions of what this little baby brassium thinks is scary, which would be like a the perspective of your face like right up in a clam, and it like shuts like right on top of your nose, essentially. Real spooky stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
One time, a whole school of fish just went straight into its face. It's very scary.
I think Holden would like gently like pet its head before picking it up, just to know that like to try to let it know that like he's not here to fucking kill it.
Okay. Give me an animal handler.
No.
I will
You have to
actually, if
try.
whatever he's doing, I will guidance you for that.
Yeah.
I forget exactly what guidance does,
A D4.
but I'm pretty sure it gives you
Nice.
D4. Yeah,
I got a 15. You canceled out my minus.
yeah.
Nice.
Okay. It seems to settle. It squirms a little bit on the occasion, but overall it seems okay.
And then Holden will just start heading up towards the entrance. He's assuming that Fenris is behind him, but he's not looking. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so Fenris, give me an investigation.
I did. It's
Um,
rolled in chat. It's a 20 or dirty 20, but a 20.
Okay. Holden, you take this this creature back up to the top. Are you coming out with it, or are you sending it out first?
um that's a good question. I'm trying to think of like the better answer to me is letting it go out first. But Holden probably isn't thinking that. I think he's just going to, as far as he knows, it's too weak. He's gonna just carry it out.
Okay. All right, you carry it out, and the big brassium is like up and in your face pretty quickly, not to attack you, but to like nudge at the child and make sure that it's okay.
Oh yeah, Holden would
Uh,
have like outstretched his arms for them to look at it.
yeah, the baby's squirming a little bit. And you watch the big brassium regurgitate a chunk of that fish you just fed it, and like nudge it. It's like in the water. It's like in your face. It's not great.
Oh, oh.
The little brassium is like, "Oh, a meal," and starts eating the big old piece that comes out from like it's like the whole head of the fish.
It's literally a How to Train Your Dragon moment.
Yeah.
Um. Okay, we'll cover your dirty 20. You're checking around this area. There are these carvings on the walls um of like this landscape you've never seen before. It's a lot of gemstone-esque structures. They're like people down at the base of the structure, and it seems to kind of tell this history of these people. There's a big statue though that's in the center, like back area, directly beneath that hole that you guys swam down and through. It's this bismuth esque entity that seems to have a very large array of arms and is really big in stature. a person is like up to its shins in terms of the statue itself.
Okay.
It seems to be pretty well preserved. Some of the fingers are, of course, snapped off because they are rather thin. You're looking at that, and you're swimming around. You're looking at these etchings. I can't remember, murals. There it is.
Yeah.
The murals on the walls. You're looking at those, and one of them, you're kind of like having a hard time figuring out what's going on with it because it's like weirdly more 3D than the rest. And then you start seeing that kind of in other places as well. And you kind of realize after a moment or two that that's not pieces of the mural. Those are people. That these brassiums are circling away from this place of death.
Oh.
A habit that they haven't done ever before this year. As if this structure appeared out of nowhere.
This statue that there were like fingers missing on,
Mhm.
are there any of the fingers that have just like fallen from it and floated to the ground that I can like pick up?
Yeah.
I will take 1 or 2 fingers from this statue.
Okay.
Depending on how many I find.
Sure. All the fingers kind of have the same patterning of
Yeah.
the tips of them are a bright red, and then it ombres down through like a purple to a blue to a green to a bright yellow down to the bases of the fingers.
If I look at these fingers, are they actually stone, or is it stone encased with like bones inside?
It is stone.
Okay. But these people that are on the side look like decayed people.
They look the same as the stone.
They're just are they carved persons, or are they?
They with your dirty 20, I will tell you that they were not included in this. That the people are made probably out of the same material that this building was made out of. And some of them they've died in a variety of ways. Some of them, their heads are just not on their bodies anymore, and the heads have like melded into the walls, and some of them are half melded into the floor with this like deep gash through the back of them. And it's a brutal scene of what you are kind of assuming is actually a massacre.
Ah. And this creature with a mass of arms does not look familiar to me in any way.
You can make a history check if you'd like.
I will, because why not? Natural 20.
I was gonna say you would need a natural 20 for me to tell you anything.
Ooh.
I well, I wasn't expecting a natural 20.
Good time for a
Get
nat 20, eh?
fucked.
That was a great
This
time for a
always
natural
happens.
20.
This always happens to you, Bryn.
Yeah, it does. It really do
You're like,
happen.
you will need a natural 20, and I'm like, look at the chat.
Yeah, you're like, fuck you. Okay. So a couple of things I'll give you with a natural 20. These claw marks you have seen before. And while you haven't seen these people before, you kind of catch that one of the entities at the foot of this statue is clutching something that is not made out of the same bismuth. And you're like making some like mental notes and connections from things you've already seen. This entity at the foot of the statue is holding some sort of gemstone-esque circlet. It's made out of like a deep obsidian with these embossed stones kind of around it, but there is a large diamond-shaped stone missing out of the center of it.
Oh. Can I attempt to grab the circlet?
You may. Make a strength check while I tell you the
Man.
rest of what you get with your nat 20.
Interacting with a circlet underwater in a strange place during a phenomenon that's never happened before?
I'm gonna guidance myself for this, by the I think
Go
I can
for
do
it.
that.
The only other
Well-
piece that you connect with your natural 20 is that you
I'm
have
just gonna leave that. I'm not even gonna use the guidance. It's way better this way. Bryn, I have gotten a 0.
Oh, good. It doesn't move at all.
Yeah.
You strain a muscle.
That 20 into a nat 1.
And that one minus
Beautiful.
1. I'm gonna have to get Holden to come back because that's.
There was one other instance where some strange being drew for you a diamond shape into the dirt when your companion was dead on the floor.
Ooh.
Okay.
I love that
Yes.
connection.
Yes.
I wonder who that was.
It could be anyone.
Who could it be?
Are you implying that I can make the connection that this creature with all of the arms is the same species as Caledon?
I'm not making that implication.
Okay. But that is what the triangle or the diamond on the ground reminds me of.
It does.
Is what Caledon drew.
Correct.
Okay.
I love you, baby.
Interesting.
It's quite alright.
Fenris with shaking his arm is. I feel like he wants to try one more time before getting Holden because he's stubborn to pull the thing.
Okay. Make another one.
Holden is dancing with the brassy boy.
I assume I'm gonna need more than a 9.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
The baby Brassian is trying to like nibble on your fingers, but it's not
Yeah.
actually trying to take your fingers away.
Fenris is like, I'm gonna go get Holden, and is
Holden-
gonna start swimming upwards.
Holden will absolutely just let it do that, like a dog would do.
Yeah, like oh, so cute, this wild animal.
Yeah. Fenris swims up to
Very
Holden.
quickly, jumping over to Rose. Your friends have been gone like a while. They have not come back to
Yeah.
the surface.
Hey, Olden,
Yeah,
they've been down there a while.
yeah. You think they're making some trouble? I mean, what kind of trouble they can get into?
I am not sure.
Are they holding like Punch a Barracuda or something?
I don't think that would get them in that much trouble, but I can't say for certain. I don't know what to do in this situation. I'm not a great swimmer. Wings are not conducive to swimming. I also don't have a spell that can make me hold my breath like Fenris does.
Yeah, I don't do magic. I mean, how long can you hold your breath?
Oh, that's a great question. I believe it's like your con modifier in minutes. I think it is, if I remember
Plus,
correctly.
I think it's 3 plus your con modifier.
That's crazy
think-
though, because
I
people
don't
can
think
only
it's.
hold their breath
I
for
don't think
like
it's
2 minutes
3
typically.
plus. It's
I think
1
it's
plus.
just con.
It's 1 plus.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Um.
Wrong number, but I thought it was something plus.
Yeah. So
Minimum of 30 seconds.
actually, Rose can hold her breath for 4 minutes,
Oh, okay. Well,
which is really impressive.
that's very impressive.
I don't know, I can do like 4 minutes or so.
I mean, do you want to give it a shot? I can probably hold my breath for for like 3.
He said he could hold his breath for 3 years.
3 hours.
3 decades. I'm in Air Ganassi. He pulls off his mask. I can. Well, let's give it another few minutes. Let me see if I can. Can I? This is a stretch, Bryn.
Okay.
As an Asimar, can I deduce whether my wards are in danger?
Like a spidey sense?
Yeah.
Give me a flat roll. Like close your
Okay.
eyes and really feel it.
16.
You close your eyes and you're not feeling any sort of distress. You can't tell if that means anything or not.
I was gonna mention that the only time you'd know it works is when they're in danger, and if not,
Yeah.
you have no way of knowing if it works.
I also would like to
That's
comment
fair.
that when I get back up to Holden, I wanted to go up to the surface and talk to him about what's down there first. So we were probably on our way up
That's
right
fine.
after I come up.
That's fine. It's just that we'd been doing
Yeah.
this for like 30 minutes and
Yeah.
Rose needs some time to do stuff too.
Also
Yeah, no,
valid.
I'm not I am not upset or anything because they are actively doing things. I am feeding fish. That is okay.
What is your plan? Are you just about to dive in?
I
You
think
want to fly out to the middle? What's your thought?
I think I think she would like probably start like flapping her wings and just saying like, let me see if I can just get a better view from above the water. And
Yeah, that seems smart.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe they went further out or something.
You like flap your wings a couple times and then the two of them surface right in the dead center where there's nothing.
Well, I was gonna say we probably took, because the fish don't seem comfortable in the middle, right? So if we're carrying the baby fish all the way up, Fenris would probably point to go to the outer ring of the donut.
Oh,
To the
I
pod.
assumed if we were going up to the surface, we were gonna leave the baby with, I presume, its parent.
I just don't know whether we wanted to leave it at the bottom or if it can't get back to the surface to get food up top, or it wanted us to carry it up, kind of thing.
I shrug.
Okay. I guess we can leave the fish here because we'll be back down in a second, I think. And we just go up then. Yeah, we would. If it's just you and me, we would probably head up to the middle.
Okay. So yeah, your buddies surface like right in the dead center where there's nothing.
What
Do
what
we
the
see
fuck are
you
you
in the
doing
air?
out there?
Oh, we're fine. And Fenris will give like an okay symbol.
That's not what I asked.
We saved
Fenris,
a child.
here, can you come down and float just above the water?
Rose will like look to Alden and sigh.
No, Rose isn't flying, right? Like she was about to fly.
Not yet.
But
Oh no,
she
you're not
isn't.
about to fly. Then like, oh, I thought you were flying. Never mind. We're good.
I'm swimming
What?
over. I'm coming to high five you.
He goes, hell yeah!
Fenris is gonna grab you on the shoulder and speak with you here, and I just, yeah, I need to talk to you about what I saw down there, and Rose can't hear.
Oh, all right. Hold on, 1 second. What is it?
What?
Or not because Rose can't hear, but because Caledon can't hear.
Oh, what?
Down there, that temple is dedicated to something that is not from here, and I don't know what it is, but one of the pillars down there, attached to one of the things down there, is the crown that this goes in. And Fenris like subtly points up towards the spark of creation that is on his forehead.
What?
And I don't feel it's safe. And that's part of the death. It's like a temple of death. There is something that happened down there that's bad, but that's not related to the crown. That's related to the statues of bodies. I think we need to make sure that crown comes back with us. And I just couldn't pull it out of the rock. I just need you to come down there and help me yank it out. If I never put the stone in it, it's not dangerous. I don't ever intend to combine the two. But I feel like just leaving it there for anyone that's looking for it in a harmful way to grab is not a good idea. Now, especially now that we know what it is.
All right. You want to do that now?
Yes. The only reason I'm saying Caledon can't hear is I don't know how Caledon would react knowing that we have a crown and its jewel.
I guess. All right, hold on. And he'd turn towards the docks and say, "All right, I'll give you that a high five in like 5 minutes," and like just he'd
What?
dive back under the water.
Fenris dives back with him.
Where are you going?
Alden goes, the lies! The sheer lies! It's on the docks.
This will be quick, I think. But I mean, yeah. I'm going to help Holden try and pull this thing out.
Okay. You guys swim back down, and Fenris is now pointing out these corpses that have partially melded into the walls, floors, pillars, and so on of this large room. And the one at the foot of this gigantic statue has this the obsidian circlet kind of like clutched in its hands.
And I will swim not like directly next to it, but near it, and then point to the center of my forehead, and then point to the opening in the crown, just to kind of show the similarity.
I think Alden would just give a thumbs up, walk over, and point at the
Fenris-
circlet.
Sorry.
He just point at the circlet and give a thumbs up.
Yes.
All right.
And Fenris will grab it with you, and he will also guidance you.
Oh boy.
All right, make your strength check.
All right. And
I
with
assume
the
I'm giving him advantage.
You are with advantage and guidance.
yeah.
That's so bad.
18.
That's so bad.
Woof. You crack a couple of fingers. It is not coming up. It's not budging. Why do you only have a +3 on your strength check as a paladin? That's
Well,
wild.
because there's no proficiency. It's a flat strength.
You're right. You're right.
Uh,
Try again if you'd like.
I would like to. I can hit you with another guidance as a cantrip.
All right.
I think he would like take a second and go. And he just like.
Have you used your Peerless Athlete yet?
No, but there'd be no reason for me to use it. It's not
Yeah,
a
that's also fair.
athletics check. All right. We'll try. We'll give it one more go. Yeah.
Please.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I'm gonna look something up. Yeah, it did even worse.
Oh my god.
Oh God. 10.
I've been having great luck.
These are sunny rolls.
Get Sunny out of here. Try one more time. I believe in
Literally,
you.
literally, that's a
Holy
literally
shit.
that's a 5 at advantage. A 5 plus 3 at
Ugh.
advantage.
I just need to point out that it's ridiculously sad that 2 different DMs have seen me roll something and gone, no, that one doesn't count.
Again. That's stupid. But you can try as many times as you like. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
The same.
Ren,
Oh my
you
god.
want to roll for him?
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
No, that's the same thing, man. That's what Howie did to me too.
I know. I was there.
What the fuck?
No. Bryn, you
Try
roll the
again, try
d4
again.
too. Roll the d4 too.
Oh, you're right.
Dude,
23. Okay.
I don't want to
Try
play
again.
anymore.
Alright, try again. You know what? Roll 100 d20s and then roll. Get all the bad juju out at once. Okay.
Oh,
Now
that's
roll.
a lot
here's,
of 20.
here's the problem.
God!
Oh, no.
It's gonna
2,
be a
3,
3 at
4,
advantage.
5,
Oh, never mind.
Whoa.
That's
6,
better.
Okay,
7,
okay.
8.
22.
There's like
22.
8 of them? Okay.
22.
There
Is
you
it
go.
really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
1,
6.
2, 3, 4,
No.
5, 6, 7, 8
Yeah,
natural
you're right.
20s, and 1, 2, 3
Three
natural
natural.
ones.
Oh my god.
Whatever, man.
Play like a dog.
There's a lot of 8s, though. There are a lot of 8s in there.
And there's like
Actually,
3
there are.
6s in a row.
There are.
Actually, yeah. Right. Yeah, there's 3 6s.
Oh, Pindus reference.
All right, real
There's 4,
fast.
14, 14, 4.
We can ignore this one. I'm trying to see if this works. It does.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, just
Nice
so you guys
forward.
know, all I did was put this and then, like, at the end. It adds a
Hmm.
bonus. That's interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Huh. The more you know. But yeah, 22. Do we get it
All right.
free?
You do snap it free.
Let's go!
It is a thin little circlet, but it doesn't have a break in the back. It's more like a ring, like a
Okay.
full ring with a little bit of decor on the top.
Fenris will probably tuck it under his shirt when we get to the surface. I don't know.
Holden will see if the two Raskians are still at the bottom.
They're moving slowly outward towards the rest, with the parent kind of pushing the child along, kind of nudging it up and letting it do a little bit of swims.
Okay.
Seems like it's doing okay.
That's all that matters. We saved him. I don't need thanks.
Yeah.
Have fun. Hold on. I actually came up with a name for this motherfucker. Stubrick.
Kubrick.
Oh my god.
Another strange creature we met at sea that didn't really give us anything this time, but I still love him, Stubrick.
Kubrick and Stubrick.
Both young versions of their species.
And
You just
this
gotta
time,
wait for the dinosaur-esque one and name that one Kubrick.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was gonna do.
this time when we're coming back up, so that Rose isn't mad, Fenris points out to the outer ring of the donut.
Okay. Are you coming back to the surface?
Yeah.
On the outer part of the ring?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your plan with this circlet? Are you keeping it under your shirt the entire time?
I'm debating whether or not I want to hide it. Because I feel like we need to tell Rose about it eventually, and I feel like Caledon is the best source of information about it. I think off the rip, he will come to the surface and keep it underwater when we swim over to the beach.
Okay. So for Rose, you watch your friends go back under, and like 3 or 4 minutes later, they pop back up along the outer ring near the docks.
What are you doing?
I saw something I wanted to go grab. I'll tell you about it back at the room, but for reasons I will explain back at the room, can you go first without seeing what the item is? And I will tell you in the room with more privacy.
Oh my god.
Okay, sure.
I'll meet you there in like 3 minutes. I'll explain when we get there.
Here's,
Fuck. Okay, sure.
hold on before you go.
What?
Here's your high five.
You owe me too, you liar.
Yes, here.
Fenris just cackles.
Oh my god.
Okay. Alden will fall back with Rose while you guys are getting out of the water.
Yeah. And once Rose heads in, Fenris will put it under his shirt because he knows Rose would see through that. But just maybe as like a no one sees the visible thing as he walks to the back to the room.
We're gonna get cursed or something.
Alright, you guys make it back to the room. They're nice rooms. They're bright. They kind of incorporate the colors of regular, like natural coral, but it still has bits and pieces of the wall, which gives out to that coral they built the house around. The pristine white kind of peeks out of some pieces of the wall. But they're nice. They're beautiful. They're very oceany.
When we get into the room, Fenris like, I'm sorry, Rose, for that. I'll explain, but yeah. And Fenris sits on the edge of the bed. He is sopping wet, as I assume Holden also is.
I don't think Holden is the room carpeted?
It is partially.
Okay, he'd just stand where it's not carpeted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fenris just doesn't care right now because he's got a lot churning in his brain.
Hold on. Rose will just prestidigitate you both dry.
Thank you.
And Fenris just can Caledon come out? I forget. Can Caledon come out in the light, or does it have to be dark?
It literally has to be light for you to see Caledon.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
he can
Caledon
come
is like
out,
a shadow.
Then
but the sun just hurts him, and I think after a while it would like do big damage.
Caledon can come out, but it's surprising you knew he was gay.
Anyway, this is something we should talk to Caledon about, which is why I was worried about you hearing, not for you, but for Caledon, if that makes sense.
Hearing his name,
confused.
Caledon will like slide up the side of the wall as like his shadowed self, keeping like the attachment at Rose's feet, but like he's there.
And then Fenris will pull the crown out of his shirt and say, "We found this." Does Caledon seem to have a reaction?
Caledon is 99% just a shadow, with
Yeah.
no face, so it's a little difficult to tell. You can insight if you'd like.
I would.
That was this weird fucking statue.
16.
Oh my god.
There is some sort of reaction, like a movement of acknowledgement of like him perking up a little bit.
Fenris will look to Rose and say, "This is the crown that this," and points to the spark of creation, goes in.
Oh, how did you? What?
It was attached via a stone body. Not sure whether it's a real body covered in stone or a body made of stone. At the bottom of the center of the hole, like bottom of the thing, it was down there. What's down there? When we went down there, we originally were swimming with the fish, and we looked down, and there was a fish pecking at something in the sand on the bottom. So we went to check it out. And Bren Colden's fish to try and feed it as like a fish in isolation. We gave it the fish, it accepted the fish, and there was a hole into a deeper section that the anxious fish in the middle had its child fall down into the hole, and didn't seem to have the strength to get back up for the child, and it couldn't fit in the hole, it was a small hole. We were able to fit in and out easily. The fish are much bigger than us. So we went down and got the fish and pulled it out for the mom or father, parent. When we were down there, there was like ruins and a statue, very detailed statue, was made of this like blue, purple, shiny colored stone. Very elaborate, but it was very like rectangular, boxy. Perfectly sharp right angles everywhere, except there was like
arms, like
there was a big statue. Yeah, there was a big statue in the middle with like a creature that had like a lot of arms. It was like big as well and in good condition, except it was missing some fingers. I brought back some of the fingers that had fallen off and were on the ground, and he'll set some of them on the table if you want to look at those. It was that material. But there was also like bodies, like surprisingly accurate bodies. It was like it was a like monument to a massacre almost. And it seemed to like feel like a monument of death, and that is why the creatures are staying away from it in the donut in the middle. It almost seems like it was only put there or transported, if it was from a portal there recently. But it had one of the statues of people were holding this, and I recognized it. The other thing that was there was an elaborate I don't know if this is the right word, but there's a drawing of this diamond on the ground, the same one that Caledon drew when Loic died.
Now I will clarify: there was no drawing on the ground here. It was
Oh.
Caledon who drew it in the dirt when Loic died. It's the same shape, and the same shape
Right.
is in the crown. That was the connection.
Yeah. I conveyed that because that was better stated than I could state it.
Okay.
I was not sure whether we wanted to show pulling up a crown in public, or I was not sure how Caledon would react to the fact that I have now in my possession both a crown and its jewel. So I did not want to immediately blurt out that information in a public place. Caledon does not seem like the type to try and snatch that from me as a power play, but I didn't really want to risk it in a public environment.
Caledon like crosses his arms.
I said,
like,
I don't
slinks-
think you are like that. I've also never really spoken to you or gotten a response back when speaking because I don't understand a language that you speak.
He slides down the wall, across the floor, and then like up the side of the bed and along the like base of the bed next to you.
Yeah.
And like makes a grabbing motion, and it's just like a shadow across your body.
Oh. Well, that makes sense.
And then we'll go back to being on the side of the wall, sliding back down and across.
But mainly, we know that among other groups of people, the Blue Cloaks have something similar to Caledon. That mainly that there are at least one other group that we know of who could take advantage of and use something like this, and I point to both pieces. So I thought leaving it there in a place where it's easily accessible, because we just swam down to it, and that was that easily accessible, was not a good idea. I don't intend to combine these two pieces, or make it known that I have both, or use it, because that's overly dangerous, and I'm having the Rose's mom voice speaking in my head, telling me this is a bad idea, this is a bad idea, this is a bad idea. But I don't think leaving either piece out for someone to grab is good either.
That cave was purple.
It was purple.
Rose is going to stand there for a moment. Kind of stare at Fenris and just say, you have to learn to slow down when you're speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, I got all of that. Sorry, it's taking me a bit. She'll walk over to the fingers that you put on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Can I detect any magic coming off of these, Bryn?
Just with like an Arcana check.
Yeah, just generally.
Sure, give me an Arcana check.
That's in that one. All right.
You can't feel any magic.
I'm just gonna cast detect magic.
Okay, there is no magic.
Okay.
I assumed the crown lights up like Christmas, though.
It does not.
Oh, interesting.
Why did I miss this? That's all
The
right.
crown has like the faintest amount of like abjuration magic, and that is it.
There doesn't appear to be any magic on the stone. Like the tiniest bit on the crown, but neither of these seem particularly magic.
Now that you
Um,
mention it, a crown without the
Fairness's
power
forehead is
tool.
lit up,
Yeah.
for the record.
What is?
Fairness's
The
forehead.
spark of
Oh,
creation
yeah.
on my
Yeah,
forehead. Yeah.
that makes sense.
I figure now that you mention it, I was thinking it would have a lot of magic, but the crown, the like catalyst without the thing that it's projecting probably isn't that powerful.
Are the magic is the faint amount of magic coming off the crown and the spark are they similar or the same?
They both have like abjurative magics to them. It's hard to tell if it's like the same flavor of abjuration magic.
Can I roll to tell, or is it just something that I would not be able to figure out?
I don't think that with a detect magic spell, at least, I don't think that there's any way to like determine exactly what something is capable of.
Okay, that's fair.
Mainly. Sorry. You finish first.
Does the stone itself that the fingers are made of, does it look familiar or like a specific type of stone?
Make a nature or a history check, depending on if you want it to see if it looks familiar or if you recognize the stone.
History 18.
It does not look familiar to you and the things that you have done. You've seen like bismuth before. I'll give you that, but it's not the same.
I've never seen this stone before. Have you?
Have I seen this stone before?
I
Make a history.
didn't recognize it underwater as like I know exactly where this is from. But I mean, it looks kind of like bismuth, just shiny. I'll make a
Was
history check just to see though.
Was the statue magic?
I Lamau. Actually, we all did really good, but I mean, it didn't give me like a magic-y like feel. I mean, you can hold the finger. It looked like it was just made of stone. But it it just felt weird down there, and I think the animals feel it too, and that's why they're avoiding the center. Because like dead center of that donut that they're going around is the whole down is where the statue is like dead center.
Right,
And I think
right.
they're keeping a distance away from it because they also just get a bad like aura from it.
Those people that you saw were likely petrified.
Yes, they looked like they were made of stone. They could have been petrified into stone. It's just I don't know. You know, it. I almost would. I don't know if Caledon can like. Can you like make your form in water? I would almost like to see if you could see it and tell me if you recognize the being that was there. Or that was made a statue of. It was just weird. It was not like a being I have seen before, even in our little adventure into the uh Shadowfell. The closest two beings that I can recognize to it, albeit there's not much comparison to make here between them, but just in terms of weird things we've encountered, is Absurdity and Caledon. But I didn't find much other linking them other than they looked like creepy creatures that are from the potentially Shadowfell, because of the only reason I'm making the Shadowfell connection is the diamond shape and the crown itself.
You're saying this to Caledon?
To everyone, but yeah,
To everyone. Okay.
I'm kind of grasping at straws there, but I would like to maybe potentially take Caledon down and see if he recognizes anything or can
You know,
communicate. We
you know
communicated with
he's right
Caledon
here.
before, right?
Caledon's like sitting like in a shadow against the wall, like listening to the whole conversation.
He's like right here. Like he hasn't left.
He waves
Yeah.
awkwardly.
I'm asking you guys because how were we able to communicate with him in the past? Because like when we were in the castle and the shadow fell, he was like writing on paper, but I don't remember if we just understood a language or if it was with a spell.
Rose casted comprehend languages because the only person who could understand it was
Oh, I can.
your cleric. But the difference now was that Caledon was a physical being, and now Caledon is just a shadow who has just shown to you that he
Yeah.
can't grab
Can't
anything.
grab things. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could. The thing that we can do with Caledon is we could say, raise your right hand for yes, raise your right hand for, or left hand for no,
Raise both
and ask,
hands.
and have yes or no questions. But like that runs into the limitations of yes or no questions without explanation.
I think Rose will just turn to Caledon and say, "Do you want to see this place?" I think is what Fenris wants to ask you.
Yeah.
Caledon
Right,
will
right hand yes, left hand no.
Caledon like does some sort of like head motion that you can't tell at all, and then you say that, and Caledon is like, oh, and like does the right hand for yes.
Okay.
I can take us all down there if need be. I have enough spells left to put air bubble on everyone.
Well, I mean, mine still hasn't gone away.
Yeah, ours lasts for 24 hours, but I'm saying I have a lot. I have spells left, and I have sorcery points left, so I can twin spell it or whatever.
Well, you just have to.
I can get us down there
We just need 2 of them. 1?
if you would like to go.
Caledon gets a right hand for yes again.
Yeah. All right, then do we want to go now or do we want to wait? Because it's like what, afternoon now? Because we were down there for like an hour and we got here at noon.
Mm-hmm. It's like 1.
We could head back down there today if we wanted.
Real fast, because I had to be right back. Did Holden actually get anything from the history check or no?
I sent you a message.
Oh, I got an 18. Did I not get anything?
You don't get any recognition from it either.
Oh.
I didn't have a chance to tell you that, but
Yeah.
recognition comes from something that you have like experienced before.
Experience, yeah.
You've experienced nothing like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as far I mean, Holden doesn't say anything. Yeah, he doesn't. He's like he looked at it on the table when you dumped him out. Rose looked at him, and he like kind of looked at him, but he's not saying shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If
Well,
the plan is for you guys to go back down, let's take 5 minutes so that I can get some food because I'm very hungry,
yeah.
and then we will do that.
Wow. Imagine
Remember when I
getting
said my
food.
sessions were so boring? Never mind.
Yeah, idiot.
Sometimes natural 20s come up, huh?
Never
Yeah.
doubt yourself again, stupid.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Also, I just want to quickly narrate before you go. One of my pouches that I grabbed, or that I bought, I'm taking and tying to my hip and putting the crown in it.
Okay.
So that I can carry it with me without it being attached to the head.
Actually, I'll just eat it.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, now that that's
Alrighty.
settled.
5 minutes. I'll see you guys at 11. Be right
Okay.
back.
Are you guys also taking a 5-minute?
Yeah, I'm gonna go put this plate back.
Yeah.
And probably fuck with Avray commands again.
Guys, I'm coming up on bad ideas, and I don't know whether I like or hate it. Because I am very tempted to put the crown in the, or put the stone in the crown and see what happens.
Bro said, I will not do that.
But also, that's a terrible idea, and I'm not going to do that unless we get approval from the group.
Bro said, I would never do that. And then here he is,
I said I don't intend to.
doing it.
If it's a last resort, fuck it, it's going in. Like, if one of y'all is about to die, stone's going in the crown.
Hold on, this is my last fuck with, and then I'm gonna go put this shit back.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the bathroom as well. I hate you.
Okay. Oh.
Well, I have no idea if anyone's back yet. But just saying, no one's gonna listen to this part. They're gonna skip right through mostly silence.
I
And
just got back.
I could totally, because there was that long period where nobody was here. I could have absolutely just said the plot of the campaign, because even a listener's not going to listen to the 5 minutes of complete silence.
Yeah, but I would.
No, you wouldn't.
If I'm gonna like cut it out, I would probably try to include right before Zach left, or we all like everybody left. It was just me and Zach, and you can
Yeah.
see that I fucked around with 2 little rolls.
Yeah.
Like
The
I would include
dementia
that.
intelligence check.
I know, and the number makes it perfect. Holy shit! I'm so sorry about this noise. When I quit my job, my manager gave me a cake.
Oh, nice.
Triple chocolate cream.
Oh, nice. That
And
sounds so good.
I'm not a big cake person. I'm not a big chocolate person, but I ain't letting this shit go to waste.
Man, I would have eaten the shit out of that cake.
I would have just given it to you.
Mail it to me.
All right.
Me too.
Yeah.
Here's the
Hey.
problem, guys, and I told this to Shay before we went. On one hand, I know it's a really stupid idea, and I won't make Fenris do the thing. But on the other hand, I want to put the square in the square hole.
Uh-huh.
Because Zach wants to put the square in the square hole.
Because you're holding the square in the square hole.
Yeah, because I'm stupid.
Up to you.
It is.
And as we've established, I'm the king of bad ideas.
Now you could really put a crown on it.
Literally. And kill myself out of combat again.
It is legitimately up to you.
Yeah.
We can't stop you.
I want to talk to Caledon about it first. And also get the group's opinion before I would do anything. Because if Caledon literally goes, yeah, unless you specifically call upon it, it can't do shit, but putting the thing in the crown doesn't do anything, then, like, what's the point in holding them separately?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, the point would be
Fuck.
if
It's harder
if
to
the-
steal one and
yes,
get them
it is. It's harder to steal 2 things than it is to steal 1.
I like stealing.
You don't.
Yeah. But until proven safety otherwise, or like I know a thing, my current logic is unless like character death is in question, crown and thing stay apart. Or unless, what's his name, Caledon goes, it is totally
Wow.
safe and doesn't do anything to combine them.
Flat. You got a 200 on the fucking dot.
On the dot, exactly.
That's crazy. You had to get
That's
2
crazy.
nat ones for that.
Alright. Well, we're going back to the hole.
Okay.
I am casting a twin-spelled air bubble on Rose and Arden, assuming Arden is coming with.
It's Alden, and
This
yeah, he'll
is-
come.
Alden, I'm sorry.
He's gonna doggy paddle the whole way there. He's
Yeah.
not a strong swimmer, but he'll come.
And then Fenris points downwards, and we go.
Okay. There's nothing in the center this time, but there is that notable hole in the sand, and occasionally the movement of water is pushing a little bit more down into it here and there. As you all swim down inside of it, It's the exact same thing I described to Fenris and Holden. It's this big room that seemingly everything is made out of this like what appears to be bismuth stone, but isn't quite the same. With that colossal figure kind of in the like directly below where you're coming in. There's the etchings on the walls of they were like recording of these like people's like civilization and growth of their like the complexity of their buildings over time. And then there are these like weird parts that are like people half melded into the walls, floors, and pillars in various phases of death.
Fenris swims up to where he got the crown from and points at the crown and then points at where it was, hoping that you get the idea that that's where it came from.
Well, hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, first we'll just swim around for a little bit. Sorry, give me a
You have
second.
message.
I do.
Don't you just have an air
just-
bubble on your head? Like, can't you just talk?
Well, but theoretically, it won't make it like cleanly past the air bubble.
I guess so.
But I
Because when it
think
hits the
I
water,
think
it'll blah,
message
blah, blah,
works.
but
Yeah,
message
message
should
will
work
work.
because we can talk clearly.
I'm gonna cast detect magic again while we're down here.
No, you won't.
Oh,
Yeah, it fails. You die.
that's crazy. Do I get anything?
Sorry, I was answering a message.
Oh, okay.
Cool. You don't get much. It's kind of the same level of intensity that the crown has. It's not a specific type of magic, but the like some of the people that are halfway melted in the floor still have some remnants of magic. But that is it. Like the building itself, walls, floor, pillars, statue, none of that has anything.
Only some of the people are magic.
The people are, but they're all like very faintly.
Okay. Rose will cast message to Fenris and say, a lot of I think all of the people down here are giving off like really faint magic, as is the statue, but it's very faint, just like it was on the crown.
Yeah, I mostly wanted Caledon to get a look here and see if he recognizes anything, but I can't speak to Caledon through the water.
Yeah, Caledon like rises up the side of one of the walls.
Yeah.
And well, I guess he rises up along the floor so that he can kind of point at your shadow
Yeah.
and then make like two L's with his hands and like put it over his like on his head like he's trying to make some sort of like crown shape.
Okay.
And then like circle a finger across the ground a little bit like he's trying to tell you to put it down.
Okay. I will take the crown and set it on the ground.
Okay. He will like just sort of like shadowy hand along the underside of that crown, and then
Yeah.
rise up the side of the statue and gesture his hand over like the chest of the statue. Which now that he's pointing it out, there is because you didn't really look at the statue too much.
Yeah.
There is a like etching of like a piece of like that crown in the chest of the creature or the person.
Like
It's
almost like a keyhole.
no, like it's that's usually where it's supposed to go.
Oh.
It's admittedly much smaller, which is why it was easy to miss because this is not to scale, it seems. But like the crown looks like it fits or it belongs in the chest of this this entity with that little like gemstone intact and everything.
Is Caledon... Is he telling me to put it there, or did he pull it up himself?
Give an insight check.
13.
A lot of silence. Did you make a roll? I'm looking.
Yeah, 13.
13. Okay. With a 13, he's not saying to put it in the chest because there's not a cavity there.
Mhm.
This is a like a statue in the likeness of a being that is clearly much bigger than this.
Oh, so he's saying like when this being was real, it had the crown and the gem in its chest.
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha. Fenris will look to Caledon and like nod in understanding, and then he'll pick the crown back up and put it back in the bag that I had it in.
As you are going down to take the crown and put it away, Caledon will sink back down and try and get your attention again. And like on your shadow is like gesturing to your head.
Yeah.
He just gestures again.
I point to the crown and point to my head and like cock my head as if he's asking, like I kind of asking, like put it on.
Move his left arm around in a no.
Oh, okay.
It's on your head. It's on your head. It's already on your head. You fucking idiot.
It's already there.
Fenris will point to the stone.
Move his right arm around like it's a yes.
Yeah.
This is hilarious, knowing that Caledon is like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
And very like socially inept anyway, and just like furiously moving his arm around.
Yeah.
Because he could just do like a biker's like turn signal, but he's just like flailing it around.
Yeah. And then Fenris will like cock his head in confusion, like what about the stone?
Gesture to like a place on the floor next to the crown.
Oh. Fenris will look like a little sus and then also set the stone down.
Okay. He will gesture to the crown.
Mm-hmm.
He will gesture to the statue.
Yeah.
Like linking those two. These are like a thing.
Yeah.
He'll gesture to your spark of creation that's in that headband.
Yeah.
And then he will like make a like the crown shape on his forehead again and like gesture it that way. You may make an insight check if you need some help.
I do, but before I do that, can I just guess that while the crowns were held by those creatures, the sparks of creation were held by Caledon's type?
Make an insight check.
17.
Can I touch the statue? Can I
Sure.
Oh.
With a 17, what Caledon is saying is he's connecting this crown without the stone in it is connected to this person. Like this person held this crown. This gemstone is not for this crown. It is for a different crown, is what he is saying.
Oh. Ah, I see. Fenris will nod to Caledon, and he will take back the stone and reattach it to his forehead. But Fenris will point to the... I think Fenris has like questions that can't be asked and thing, like underwater. Fenris will point to the crown and then point to Caledon as if to ask, like, is this crown yours?
Caledon points to the crown and then points back at the statue.
Okay.
Which has that crown embedded in its chest.
Yeah.
Typically. points at gestures to the crown and the spark of creation, and then furiously moves his left arm around like no.
Okay.
While you're doing this, Rose is doing stuff in the background, and it was too much for me to type, so I didn't want to do that.
Okay.
Your identify on this person gives you faint, like conjuration magic. It's not a spell so much as it was like a state of being, if that makes sense. Like passive magic from the person.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right.
Hold on, you touching the statue?
I was gonna say I was being 100%, Holden's swimming right up to it and touching it.
Okay. It's cold. And shiny.
Of all
I
the
think-
things.
I think he's just. Who are you?
Tell me your secrets.
Um.
Caledon will try and get all of your attention. And is, because of a good old roll, he's moving along the walls trying to like get all of your attention.
Mhm.
And there's like a set of the murals on one side that is like, I should have like drawn them, but I was dumb and I didn't. It is a cluster of like 3 images, like side by side by side.
Mhm.
The first one is the same as the statue, the like 14 plus armed entity with the this like the circlet in its chest. Its arms are kind of like outward. And the next one, the arms are kind of more upward, and there are now people. And then the third one is the exact same of like arms upward, there are people, and now there are like structures, like buildings.
Mhm.
Caudon gestures to each of the 3 and then returns to the first mural of just the person, the entity,
Mhm.
and like points at the like circlet in the chest.
Mhm.
And then like gestures to the other 2 murals.
It did
Okay.
those things with the circlet.
Yeah.
Caudon moves his right arm furiously and honestly a little too aggressively.
Hmm.
Rose gives Holden a thumbs up.
Um. Fenris is just like looking at it, pondering. And then kind of looks back to that the is gonna like analyze the statue for a little bit. The one question I will ask, or I'm gonna ask it when pointing at the. Bro, you should have gold. Why do you only have 9 gold? But Fenris will point to Caledon and then point to the big statue and then like give a shrug.
Caledon cocks his head.
Like Fenris will swim generally up to where Caledon is and then point to the statue and then like point to the like kind of like circle the statue, like the or point to the being and then kind of like circle the being, just kind of like saying like this thing, and then point to like Caledon and like give like the like you kind of thing. I don't know if that's a good way to convey it. If Caledon doesn't get it, Fenris will just point to the surface of the water, like as if to say, I'll ask him there.
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Caledon can make an insight check to figure out.
Caledon is making one. No, Caledon rolled a flat 19 plus
Okay.
his shenanigans. Just tell
I'm
me.
trying to ask if that big thing is his species.
Okay, count on. Shakes his left arm. No.
Okay. Like, I was saying, like, is that you? It was kind of what I was trying to convey. Not him
No.
specifically, but, like...
Count does like a no, and then like gestures to his like more humanoid physique.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Do I get anything when I look at the people? Does my brain do a tingly?
It does a tingly.
Not just the statue, but also like the dying people.
Yeah, it's not the
Oh.
same. It's not the same intensity as like when you met Lacuna. But it's like a deja vu feeling, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Wait. What's that?
Of like you feel like you know something, but you don't.
I think Holden is probably just sitting on the floor, just staring at the whole scene. Then.
Guys, I gotta turn on my camera. Look at this colossal ass Cheeto. Look at that thing.
That
That's
is
a
a
Oh
nugget.
my god.
That's a Cheeto nugget.
Wait, from like a
Holy shit.
normal Cheeto bag?
Yeah, it's a baked Cheeto. It's
What the
Jeez.
fuck?
gigantic.
What the fuck?
For comparison, get one that's kind of longer. There's a regular Cheeto.
Oh my god!
What is
So
what?
much
And look,
cheese
you
on
can
it.
still see. Wait, flip it around again. You can
It's like
still
a
see,
fossil.
like you can see the shape of what it
Yeah.
should have been.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
Jesus. It's like a
Okay,
clump
anyway.
of
Well,
cheese.
you gotta save that one
Oh.
for last. That one's gonna be great.
No,
wait,
for science, I have to bite it in half right now and see if it's just all cheese.
Is it in here? And that's
Oh
why I
no,
thought-
it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would have been
No.
delicious. You
Oh, it's
suffer
not
from
good.
success.
That was just a cheat.
It was just an O. Oh, holy shit, that's awful. Get back in there. That L was the only Cheeto bar.
Wait, wait, no, it would have been Harios. No, not Harios. It would have been Kedrith. But where in the Kedrith files would it have been?
What are
What are
you
you looking
looking for?
I'm looking for a picture of the guy that gave Holden tinglies by Botanicus, who was the
Corbinian.
weird
I
shadow
already
guy.
said his name today.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
Corbinian.
yeah.
Corbinian. Did
Yep.
he look at all similar in terms of like much, albeit much smaller, to the like physical form of this statue?
Corbinian does look vaguely similar in terms of Corbinian has 4 arms.
Yeah, like multiple arms, spindly limbs for the general most part.
Yes. Though Corbinian isn't not as spindly so much as like typical musculature
Yeah.
stuff. And the other
But
difference is that it's also not made out of they're
Yeah.
not made out of the same material.
yeah, but Corbinian doesn't give me the like this is him vibe, but it looks kind of similar.
He's him.
Yeah, it gives the same like this is weird.
Yeah, I guess the best way to say would be that would be the closest association
Yeah.
that Fenris could make from memory.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe a descendant or an ant like of this race, much further down the line, with like a diluted pool. I don't know.
Rose will like message. She'll just message Fenris and Holden and just say, "Do we want to go back up to the surface, or is there more you want to look at?"
We can go up.
We
Well, I can't put
resurface.
the gem in the crown even if I wanted to.
You
Oh,
could.
you probably can.
It's just not. It's a mismatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
It
the
probably-
same shape.
It probably wouldn't go
Well, it
well,
is.
and for the purpose of putting the gem in the crown, it wouldn't be able to use it for what you would use that for.
Well,
Is kind of the vibe I got from
here's what
Caledon.
here's what could happen, since obviously we're not going to do it.
Yeah,
But
especially now that I know it's not a match.
what the fuck? No, it wasn't an option to begin with. If if you manage to jam it into the hole, there's a chance that like the magic wouldn't even work right, and you would just fucking explode.
Yeah, I would say I suspect what would happen isn't that the gem wouldn't fit at all. I suspect the gem would fit perfectly, but when you would try and channel the magic through the catalyst, it would misfire.
Maybe.
Good thing
That is
we'll
that is
never
what
find out.
Fenris is thinking. But I kind of want to just ask Caledon what would happen when we get back up to the surface.
I will point out that at the surface of the water, there is nowhere for Caledon to be a shadow.
Well, I mean, like when we get back to the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You
We go back to the
go.
room.
You doggy pet. Alden doggy paddles the whole way. He's so tired when he gets to shore.
Rose, as soon as we are on dry land, Rose is precipitating herself dry, like immediately.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
it
you
takes
get out of the
no
water, it's like
seconds.
you've like 30 pounds of water weight in your feathers. It's
Yes.
awful. It's horrible.
As
These are not seabird
Fenris will be
feathers.
walking, but he will like wait without saying anything until Rose looks much more comfortable, and then
She'll,
Fenris will be like, "Can you?"
yeah, she'll like work on, like, she'll get everyone else after, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. You guys make your way back to the room. Caledon is projecting himself up against a wall again.
Fenris gets bread and jam and starts handing everyone pieces of bread with jam.
Thank
Alden
you.
goes down and buys an entire bottle of liquid and comes back up to share alcohol.
That is also valid. While we drink and eat bread, Fenris goes, "So, for questions I couldn't ask for language reasons while we were down there, Caledon, you said you kind of seemed to put together that I was asking if you were that type of species and said no. Have you encountered that type of species when it was living?"
Ooh, interesting question. Caledon raises a hand for yes, but it's not like an aggressive one. It's more like a
Yeah.
like briefly.
Then question, is that a statue of the creature or is it a petrified version of the creature?
Caledon holds up a one finger.
First one. So statue, okay, yeah.
Yes.
And then my other question, and just once again, 1 or 2 for first option 1, second option 2. If I were to put this stone in this crown, because you said they do not match, would it not fit, or would it fit, but just not do what it's intended to do?
Caledon does a 2.
And for the not doing what it's intended to do, would it just do nothing, or would the magic do wild things?
1.
Okay. That is good to know. We can't accidentally create a bomb. Kind of was hoping for the bomb. But
I know you were.
but better that we don't blow up any more cities.
What do you mean? We haven't. We haven't blown up any.
Better that
Yes.
Zach doesn't blow up any more fantasy cities. I'm a menace to society.
Those people down there, the magic on them seemed to be like conjuration, and it seemed to be You can correct me if I'm misinterpreting, Bryn. It seemed to be almost like fueling them.
That's kind of correct. It's like it was always a part of them, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Not so much a battery as it is a state of being. Like you have blood in your body.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant of like
Okay.
like a soul almost.
Yeah.
So are
Yeah.
you saying like there were people who had conjuration magic and they were petrified, and now that's kind of just part of the person that's now stone? Or are you saying like
So.
they exist because conjuration magic has brought them into being?
I want to say the second, but I'm not sure.
The other question that I was going to ask Caledon. So when I pointed to the crown and pointed to you, what I was kind of trying to ask is that I think you had he had mentioned in the past, or you had mentioned in the past that you could use the crown, or you had in the past used a crown. Is that correct?
Yes.
So is a crown, so if you're not one of those beings, is that to say that with the correct crown and stone, anyone could use the crown?
No.
So who
Yes.
can
It's like
use the crowns?
it's like a no, and it's like a yes no.
Yeah,
You can insert if you'd like, but
I will try just to see.
try.
Holden's coin purse.
11. Not
I'm
very good.
fucking
Not great.
dying. Don't worry, I'll put it on.
Caldon said no, as in like not anyone can use it, and then the yes no was, I guess the yes no is a little too confusing to understand with your insight check of 11.
Yeah. But it's not just that species that so not everyone can use it, but not just that species that the statue is of can use it.
Yes.
Could I use it?
Yes no.
Okay. Is that more of a maybe or more of a it depends?
Caldon holds up a 1 on one hand and a 2 on the other hand.
I'm gonna take that as a both.
Thumbs up.
But my other question was: are specific crowns or slash or specific crowns and or sparks paired to specific beings?
Yes.
So the reason you say maybe is you don't know if there is a crown paired to me.
No.
Okay. Is either this spark or this crown paired to you?
No.
Are you able to tell from a spark or a crown the being that it is paired to?
No.
Good to know.
Caldon gives you like a yes no, but mostly a no.
Are you able to sense where your crown is?
No.
I assume then that also is true for your spark.
Yes.
Interesting. We now know more than we did before.
We do.
What do we know?
You have been awfully quiet this whole time. Are you feeling okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Are you getting the... Holden would have told me in the past about other things about the tingly feelings, right?
Yeah,
Is that a
I mean,
safe assumption to make?
he's mentioned to everybody when Sylvia
Yeah.
was giving it to him.
Are you feeling the like memory tinglies about something?
Uh,
This is kind of how you
kinda.
get when you get that. You go all quiet and contemplative, which you don't do a lot of other times.
He shrugs. Kinda. It's like not a lot, but it's something's going on.
May I ask what in specific gave you the feeling?
Um, looking at the fingers of the statue and then going back to actually look at the statue and the people laying around.
Hmm.
Weird.
Is there
Um,
anything that you think based on that, conclusions wise? Not definitive, but like,
Well,
do
I
you
mean,
think that you might have been summoned in a similar way and that's why you have no memories? Do you think that, like, anything there
maybe
that's popping into your head?
I could have been conjured or something. I don't know. So far, of the things that make me feel like I could remember something, we've got Corbinian. We've we've got Sylvia when we were traveling with her.
Mhm.
We've got Larshudo, who, I guess that would make sense. We've got this weird cave, and we've got Caledon.
How many bodies were there?
There's like 9.
Okay.
And so,
So,
Corbinian, really, Caledon the statue, something's going on with them. I think that makes sense. This whole crown
yeah.
stuff. Corbinian kind of looks like the statue. I can kind of see the connection there. Larshudo, obviously, I have something to do with her. I have the paper with her name on it. Miss Sylvia?
Hmm. Perhaps Miss
Hmm.
Sylvia, back in her time, was summoned in a similar fashion to you, where she
Why
also woke up without memories at some point.
why did the feelings get stronger while Linda was being attacked?
I don't know. It's a good
None of
question.
none of it makes sense.
Oh, I thought of one more question that I feel like should have been obvious. Fenris turns back to Caledon. Was that creature that the statue was of, is that species from the Shadowfell?
No.
When it shows that thing they were creating in the murals, do you know what they were creating? What that mural is of?
Yes.
Was it
Is it this plane?
No.
Is it the Feywild?
No.
It's not the Shadowfell.
No.
do you know which plane?
No.
Okay.
hmm,
Did the spark of creations or those beings, were they what corrupted the Shadowfell? Turned it all gray?
No.
does every plane only get one spark?
Yes.
Does it only work in that plane?
No.
No, I've used just about all the brain power I've got today. You
Wait.
guys are on your own now.
Does that mean this is the Feywild spark?
Yes. No. Caledon
Does
doesn't
that
know.
mean a probably?
It's a yes. No. Of. He does not know. He literally just shrugs.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe I'm a spark. Oh, hoo.
Oh,
maybe that's
The
maybe
spark
that's
was
why I
in us
have
all along.
maybe that's why I have no
So,
memories, as
wait.
I was an object before.
Caledon, when you were saying maybe to to that you can decide what you can figure out which being the crown or like the crown and spark goes to. Was it because you can tell what plane there's a way to tell what plane it's from, but not what particular being it can go to?
No.
Okay.
Madeline like turns sideways so you can see like a sideways version of his silhouette and like
Yeah.
gestures to himself and then
Yeah.
just like shrugs and like I don't know that information.
But someone does.
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm
Do
drawing a
you
picture of that mural, by the way, so you guys have that information. It's really
Okay.
shitty, but you're gonna have it.
Do you asking Caledon, do you know what qualifies a person to be able to use a Sparkin crown, a specific Sparkin crown?
Yes.
Is it that they have to be from the plane that the Sparkin crown is from?
Yes and no.
So that's are you saying that is a requirement, but it's more complicated than that?
Yes.
Okay. So do you if I was born on this plane, but my people are from the Feywild, would that would that disqualify me from being able to use the Feywild crown?
I think us having mortal bodies just gets rid of that possibility.
But I have a Caledon says no. I don't know how to convey in a silhouette what Caledon knows. I don't think Caledon would either.
Yeah.
I think he's in this like you can kind of tell with the body language. He's like, oh god, I don't fucking know.
We need to figure out a way for him to write again. How do we get you a body back? Do we have to be in the Shadowfell for you to get a body?
Yes. Caledon will gesture to your like stone in your forehead and the crown in your pouch, and then gesture to his head, and then like gestures to his body.
Oh,
Which
so you would have to create yourself a body?
I will tell you because he's said it before anyway.
Yeah.
That he is too weak
Mhm.
to survive outside of the Shadowfell, which you've seen
Oh.
when Loic
Yeah.
died the first time. You watched his body starting to dissipate by
Oh,
being
right.
in that plane, so he had to leave.
And that's why he's attached to Rose.
Yes. Okay, here is this
Yeah.
very shitty drawing. I had to draw a lot of arms, and they look like spider people. Kind of reminds me of the Nazi series. If you ever read those books as a kid,
I've not.
they were really good. We read
I
them
know.
in
I
my
know.
elementary school library.
Hmm.
That's story time. Anyway,
Interesting.
Fenris is just sitting on the bed, by the way, with the crown in his palms, like one point of like not the point, but like one side of each crown, and he's just spinning it in his hands.
okay.
Like a fucking yo-yo. Not actually, but not yo-yo's the wrong word, but like a fidget spinner. He's just like twirling it
Okay.
while he thinks. Um do you know who might know information about how to track a crown's owner or a crown's plane from its crown?
No.
Hmm.
I had something I was going to say, and then I forgot.
Has Caledon used a Spark of Creation before?
Are you asking him that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do they speak to you?
Yes.
So they have minds of their own?
Yes.
A plan is formulating.
Mhm.
Well, I don't suppose we could just ask it.
Caledon very quickly says no.
Was that no
You can't, or just asking it out loud won't get you an answer?
So no to both.
So not that you can't, just speaking out won't get you an answer.
I was going to ask, is it a you can't or it's very dangerous and not advisable?
Yes to the second one.
Well, to be fair, very dangerous and not advisable is like my middle name.
Caledon just says no again. Like just
Rose,
multiple
Rose will
times. Just no. No,
Rose
no,
will
no.
turn fully to Caledon
I'm not gonna do it. Relax.
and say if he does it, is there a good possibility that he will fucking die?
Caledon sinks down onto the floor so that you can see like a top down from like his head to like
Yeah.
in his shoulders and gestures to all of you.
Oh, okay.
Good possibility we would all die.
He'll slide back up on the wall next to a window and nod and then gesture to like the window and a like the things out there as well.
Everyone.
Yes.
Oh, so it's so strong that doing anything wrong results in miles of damage.
It's a yes and then a no.
More?
I'm assuming the no is
Yes.
much bigger than Miles.
It's a spark
Yes.
of creation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it will destroy everything.
I was gonna say we're talking about planar destruction now.
Yes.
Put
This
it
is why I
down.
asked if it's what fucked up the Shadowfell.
Put it.
Or the
Put it down.
Feywild.
put the thing down.
Put it down.
I can't even like Caledon said, I can't even use it if I tried. I only tried messing with it once. That was a while ago.
I can't gesture. I'll just turn my camera so you can do. It's Caledon does this silhouette of just like he's standing there. He's like like by the window and just
Yeah.
does like a like one of these. As Caledon was unaware that you did that.
I mean, Caledon was here for it, but it's just like, you know.
You did it while you guys were traveling.
Yes.
You didn't tell anyone you did it.
No.
I wrote it down.
I just did
Correct.
it.
So Caledon was unaware
Yeah.
that you did it. Believe me, I wrote it down when you did.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
You wrote it down as this could be the moment the campaign ends.
No, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Well, at least now I know not to mess with it again.
God, yes.
I guess that means it's also significantly less dangerous to use when it's in its catalyst. Or in its crown.
Yes.
This is a question for a much later date as terms of doing anything about it. Is the spark of creation powerful enough that if with the correct user and the correct crown for the stone, you could reverse the Shadowfell's effect on a plane?
Yes.
Interesting.
Fenris immediately puts his head in his hands. And then after like 10 seconds, just gives a little chuckle.
What are you thinking about?
Well, the ambitious goal that I set out on with Holden was to find and fix the Feywild.
Hmm.
So I guess maybe with the proper guidance, and when he says guidance, he gestures to Caledon, the proper spark and crown, maybe I'll get to use one after all. Much further down the line.
Caledon, was that temple supposed to be there?
No.
Do you know what plane that temple came from?
No.
Is it?
Did it come from the plane that that being was from?
Yes.
Is it possible that plane doesn't exist anymore?
Yes and no.
I mean, what if that's what happened? Well, why I can't remember anything? I could just be from there. Things about it seem familiar to me.
Oh, I have an idea really quick, because this popped into my brain. Fenris takes out the blue notebook, Bryn,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna text you what I write in it really quick, but it's a question. Because I forget the name of this thing. But anyway, we'll get back to that. You guys keep talking.
I guess it's possible, Holden, but
I mean, it would maybe explain why the temple was just kind of thrown into reality. It would explain why maybe I was just thrown into reality. I lost my memories. All I remember is flying through a void.
I don't know that I have. Well, guess I've never really tried to find out. Rose is going to pass identify on Holden specifically with the intention of does he does he have magic on him that feels like the magic of those people?
Holden's magic does not feel like that faint conjuration magic. His is more. Hold on, let me look something up. I might be speaking out of my ass. Give me 2 seconds.
Got you, got you.
Let me
Feels
talk
more
about
like
our sponsor.
vocation.
Ooh, let me talk more about our sponsor,
Word of
Tostitos.
filter. Tostitos.
Oh, what were you about to say, Brent?
I said his feels more like evocation.
Your magic doesn't feel similar to the magic down there. The one that was on the people and only feel similar to the overarching magic that
Sure,
was down there.
but I mean, they could have dedicated their lives to that temple, and in a possible event of a plane getting eradicated, maybe they use some kind of conjuration to send it somewhere else. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know magic very well.
the thing is, the conjuration didn't feel like
Oh,
it wasn't. It wasn't magic that they were casting. It was magic that was inside of them. It was magic that was a part of them. I don't get
Now-
that magic as being a part of you.
Maybe you're right. It was just an idea.
I'm
hey
not.
guys,
I'm not ruling it
I'm gonna
out.
post something in Perios people really quick, even though it's not necessarily a Perios person. I just wanted it for a side-by-side comparison.
Okay.
This is the image I have of Corbinian, just as a reminder
Yeah.
Great.
to compare to the image to the statue.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe when we go back to Kedrith, I can try to ask Corbinian questions or something.
Well, for now, we have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers, but
Yep.
we do have a destination
Yes.
that we need to be getting to.
We do have a debt to try and pay off. Hey, since we sold all that stuff, at least if we don't get the right info, we can still pay him back.
Who are we talking about?
The druids.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
You know, even if we go down and can't find the info we're looking for, if we, when we go back, we can at least pay them the money that they had to use.
Agreed. Sorry, I have sent Bryn on a quest to find something for me.
You know what's great about that quest is that originally I'd written all this down in my Zippy D8s, which is a 45-page document that I can't find it in right now, which is just so fun for me.
I feel like I'd seen an image of it before, which is why I was like,
I agree. I know I have it somewhere.
Is it something you can control F?
I tried.
Uh,
The thing is, I,
I
didn't
think
name
everyone
the
has
thing.
heard of the thing that I'm looking for. But
Yes. Oh shit! It might be in the actual. Hold on, I might have it. Keep going. Keep going.
okay. But yeah, by the way, Fenris is sitting there with his blue book that you guys have seen like 5 or 6 times at this point, with him writing in before, just like holding it open and just kicking his legs while he waits. I had a question for Caledon that I thought you guys might find interesting, but I'm trying to find something that would help with make things easier. But yeah, we head tomorrow morning to Jahar, right?
yes.
So I mean, I'm not sure what exactly we're looking for, or we're looking for wyverns, but there's wyverns everywhere.
We're looking for specific people who are piloting those movements.
Yeah. I think all of us now can prepare specific magic for the day, but I'll try and remind again, but remember for the night after tomorrow, we might want to prepare magic for combat if that's needed.
All right.
We might be running into some of it.
Possible.
I can't believe you've done this to me. I can't.
Bryn,
fucking
if
find it
you
now.
can't find it, but we can talk about the fact that it's shown in the book, then the idea is there. because I was just gonna show it to Caledon as part of asking a question.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going off of a very faint memory. I am like 99% sure that its physique is like very humanoid in nature
Yeah.
in terms of 2 arms, 2 legs, but made completely out of light.
Yeah.
Like it's all white.
I was going to ask for those of your information. Fenris will flip around the blue book that's open, and you see on his hand seems to be covering up some writing on the right side, and on the left side there's an image of what, if any of you have seen it or seen it in books or whatever, recognizes an image of the entity at the Opal Spire. Which is like a big religious entity. That's
Yeah.
all white.
It's said that it was sent by the
Turpling.
entity holding the planet.
But Fenris was wanted to ask Caledon, do you know what plane, or if this being that's here is related to either your kind or the entity that there was a statue of, or that the statue is of? Do you know anything about this?
Caledon will give a. You asked a lot of questions there. Ask one
Yeah.
at a time, please.
Okay. Do you know what this being is?
No.
So you don't. So I assume then you do not know that if it is related to your species.
I think Caledon just kind of stares at you for a second and then like cocks his head for elaboration on what you mean by his species.
Like, it's not. This being is not one of you. It's not like a being from the Shadowfell.
No.
Have you seen beings like this of any kind before?
No.
Have you been to a plane that might have had entities similar in nature to this one?
No.
Okay. I didn't know if it was. I forgot exactly the like shape and size of the being or how humanoid it was, and was like maybe it looked like the thing. But yeah.
I can't.
Anyways,
I will admit I can't remember if it has 2 arms, 3 arms, or 4 arms. Because
I
feel like I
completely forgot as
remember.
well, but that's why I wanted to check.
I think it was
I
3.
Because I feel like I remember the fact that it could hold like several of the things for like religious stuff, and I can't find it, and that's so upsetting.
I'm
Oh wait,
I'm
maybe
pretty
it's
sure
in.
when we played
Wait,
the
hold-
Quiet Year, we made it 3 arms because it was weird and different.
It was kooky and fun. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just gonna make note of that to look for that. Okay, I will search for that in the future, and hopefully I'll find it again, or I'll draw it myself. Okay, are there any more questions for Cadon before we close up session?
I am good.
Hi, good.
Oh, I'll kill you.
Anyone else? Nothing?
No, I'll
Oh,
do it. I want to know if I recognize Weird Church Boy.
okay. Give me a history check.
I have to know Weird Church Boy. I don't think
Weird
Holden's ever
Church
seen him before.
Boy.
Like,
Yeah, you've seen him in the
up to
book for
this
the first
point.
time.
Yeah, that one. 0.
Oh God. Roll one more time.
I don't like that one.
Nice 0.
11.
Okay. You don't recognize it.
Okay.
You get a weird, like, buzzing feeling in your head, but that's about it.
I don't like it. I think Holden's like looking at the picture, just. I don't like it.
Alright.
Anything else? Zach? All right.
Alright. He's dead.
You
I was
good?
gonna go say I'll go check on him, but he's not here anymore.
Oh.
Zach?
Zach.
Zick. Zick.
I guess while we're waiting on him, Bryn, what was the other slotted gem
What do you mean?
in Holden's holy symbol? I thought it was just the one.
You received one from Lacuna.
Was
Mercy.
was it south or north?
We've talked about this before, and I cannot remember.
Does
I
it
think it
matter?
was the. I don't think it matters.
Okay.
It should be fine.
I'll make it
But
south.
you have two. You started with one, and then Larcy gave you one. It was from her necklace or her earring. I don't
Earrings.
remember.
She had 2 of them, and Holden went, "Oh, what? You have a gem too. Here, look. Let's try this." Ah!
Well, if
It
she
won't
had
come
two,
out.
only one of them was like that for sure. She only had one.
Okay.
Maybe
Well,
she
damn.
was just wearing one earring.
Holden just showed up and went, "Hey, isn't it crazy that we like recognize each other? That's so weird. I'm gonna take this. All right, bye."
I'll see you later.
What town did we meet Larshudo in?
You met her in.
Ding,
Scrolling across the map.
ding.
I'll know it when I see it.
Holbeck.
Thank you. Yes, it is Holbeck.
You said Holbeck?
Yes.
HOLBECK, I think.
Gotcha. I've been trying to keep tabs on everything Holden recognizes in the Who is Holden quest, and so I always try to like add the little things you can click on.
Ah, smart. I'll work on that throughout this coming week or two. Yeah, I will.
No, you won't.
Yeah, you got me. It's a big old April Fool's joke. Well, I think we're gonna end stream, but I think we'll sit here and wait and see if Zach comes back.
Alright. Well, our characters can go to bed.
Yeah, they'll get a little sleep, a little snooze.
Alright.
Think of more questions, you can ask them bright and early in the morning.
Well, good night, everybody. Or good morning, or afternoon, or whenever the
Or-
fuck you're watching this.
Or good day.
Or that one. I hope you all die, I guess. I don't know.
Here's your side quest for anyone listening this far. Take the next time you go out. I saw this on a TikTok and I thought it was really funny. Go stand in line for a bathroom, wait for a line to appear behind you, and then leave.
Oh my gosh, I just had
That
this
is-
shit scared out of me.
Why?
Terrible.
Okay, so there's to preface this, there's people staying in our house right now. A couple of my dad's like work friends.
Okay.
Hold on. Before
But
you get
I-
into this, let's end
yeah.
stream. Real
Okay.
fast.
Yes.
Goodbye,
So
everybody.
you're businessing down there. Alright, goodbye.
Thank you for watching.
Wow.